If Lands Could Kill, featuring Knife City, A Quickness, Bright, and Hot Sauce.
Alright, well, welcome guys to If Lands Could Kill. This is episode 12. I am Knife City, and I am joined with my esteemed colleagues, the man with more butt hair than any other person I know.
A Quickness.
Yeah, right. It is the Hot Sauce. How are you doing, Sauce?
It is the Hot Sauce. I don't know, my butt's alright. Feels alright.
Yeah.
Nice cushion.
Yeah, kind of. In the winter, it helps, I imagine. Mm-hmm. Insulation. And
I brought it up before. If I'm getting intimate with a girl and they see it, it's already too late.
Yeah,
you know,
can't go back.
We can't go back. It's not like you can't turn back. We're already gone down the rabbit hole a little bit too far. So it's been no problem actually. My whole life, it's been fine.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go into any more details than that. It's fine.
I'm right there with you. You know, when I strip naked, it's like, dude, what do you still have sweatpants on for? You know, yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
Shoe reaction.
And also, Reich.
I am here today.
The man of many names.
I know. I go by.
And many games.
Many games. But yeah, I'm pretty good. Just hanging out today. The wife is out with the girls all day, so I am going to be looking forward to a lot of Magic today.
We're playing Magic from 10 a.m. on a Saturday, hopefully past midnight. It's going to be the longest run of any Magic group before.
It's going to be
before us, and there will be none after us.
Yeah, we're going to set the world record of Magic playing in one day.
Breaking records every day.
All day long. But yeah, I'm good and looking forward to some Magic. This podcast, I feel, is going to be good because we got a lot of good content to talk about.
But we don't have a Quickness with us.
Yeah, we are missing. We are a man down. We are flying the missing man formation today.
yeah. But you know, if three people can still make the V, so we're like the ducks in the sky, you know, in a formation. Well, we'll be all right. But
yeah, we are missing a Quickness though. He is not feeling well, so I hope he feels better. But we will continue on.
We will forge on. So what's been going on, guys?
Oh man, there's a lot of shit going on with the new M15 coming out. We actually did a pre-release.
No. Fuck Magic.
Yeah, no. I was saying you don't want to do that for everything.
No.
You want to talk about other things? Look at a half hour of other things.
Of bullshit. Oh no! Like so, I've been fucking watching a lot of YouTube about Warhammer. Yeah, because we went to the pre-release at...
is that the tabletop?
It's a tabletop game, because I was looking at, like, tabletop games, because I was just fucking bored.
What's the next level?
I was like, yeah, because we went to it was a place around here, our game store, called Game Empire, and they don't, they do Magic on the side, but it's mainly for tabletop and, like, card games, like those kind of games, and I was looking at a lot of that shit there, and I was like, oh man, like these fucking people, they put so much time in, because like you get the models, whatever, then they're like just plastic or, you know,
pewter,
cast whatever.
Carbon fiber, graphite.
But they come with like no color on them or anything, and like people like meticulously like fucking paint these things. And I was like, that is fucking awesome. Like someone has to spend like so much time just like doing on like one little unit, and then they gotta do like hundreds of these things.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is like blows my mind that like people are able to do that like so well.
It's like dedication, right?
Yeah,
there.
They had like people's like shit displayed, and I was like, this is like fucking bad. I know it's got to be like at least
this is art. This is nerd art.
Yeah, it's like got to be like a couple grand like for just the figures alone, but like the time and like effort that's put into
man hours.
Yeah, the man hours put into these figurines or whatever. It's like or the models. It's like crazy. So I've been just looking up that shit at just hanging out, and I've been watching battle reports of people playing. Warhammer 40K, which is. They have two different Warhammers. They have the Warhammer Fantasy, which is like War of Warcraft, like orcs and like
goblins,
like fucking axes and shit. And then they have the 40K version, which is still goblins and orcs and like fucking humans and all these other things, but they have like guns and shit and like tanks, which are like fucking just like. It's funny because the orcs have like they have these like just tanks that are just fucking like mismatched, like just shit put together, just like scrap metal everywhere. And they're like, fuck it, I don't care, whatever. It has wheels, it goes.
Yeah,
like,
we're orcs, we don't
strap
care.
a big fucking bomb on it that might kill us all, but hey, whatever. It doesn't matter. But I was watching a lot of battle reports, like just people playing, and it looks really fun. It's all dice, like all just D6 dice, and you roll like 20 of them for like each shot or whatever. And, like,
so
movement.
It's like, let's say it's a cross between like Warcraft and Risk, kind of,
yeah.
Is that like the
you have to
general?
roll the dice to do damage.
Do battle, like, and you roll the dice, like see how far you move, and like they use like fucking rulers or like actual tape measures.
Yeah, I saw them use tape measures and shit.
Because like you say you like roll a 6 or whatever for your movement, like you move like 6 inches, like everything's in inches, and like you can only fire like 24 inches, so they gotta fucking measure everything. But I mean, it's cool because like you just roll dice, and like everything happens off the dice. So there's no, I mean, there's like certain units have, I guess, like stats, like my
+2
I have
inches,
12 titanium.
I wish there was.
My unit has +2 inches.
If only.
Yeah. Can I be an equipment for Magic or something?
So they have like stats like, my guy has like 12 adamantium titanium armor. So like you got to roll like a 12.
You got like X-Men in this thing.
You got to roll like a 12 on your 6-sided die to actually do any damage.
Right.
Just shit like that.
If you roll a Z, you destroy all forces.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I just came up with a new name for my penis, the D6.
The D6. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that what it is now?
They have D4s, right?
Oh fuck! But yeah, I've been watching that shit, and it's actually kind of cool. I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to get into it, but I mean, I just like watching it because it's just cool to see what other people have done.
Yeah, I was looking into the Star Wars one, the X-Wing.
Yeah, I was actually kind of thinking about buying up a starter box for that.
And it's like you don't have to like paint them; they already come all like set up and everything.
Sweet.
But it's kind of like the. I honestly don't know like much about it, but I assume it's like the beginner's game of like the Warhammer type of games.
Yeah, I hear it's easy to learn, but it's still a little complex. But it's way more simplified, I guess, than the other ones because you don't have you have stats on it, but I mean I don't think it's like anything near like the Warhammer like dedication you need to be able to get into it. But yeah, I mean I was like. At Barnes and Nobles, and they have like a little starter kit.
Yeah, next to like the fantasy.
Yeah, it's like $60,
$80.
I was like, should I? Like $60 for a box.
Really, I thought it was like cheaper than that.
Oh, maybe.
Or maybe that was like an expansion.
It might be, but you can buy like the box or whatever that comes with like 2 TIE fighters and like an X-wing or something like that. But they have like ones where you can buy like the Millennium Falcon or like the fucking Boba Fett's like Slave One. Like they have like the hero ones where you can like you pay like $30 for like a fucking Slave One, but it's still fucking bad. I'm like I just want it just to have the model.
Yeah,
like,
I really don't
play it. Yeah, but yeah, I'm definitely thinking about checking that out.
That might have to be our next venture.
Yeah,
because I've been like Jay Boosh from the A-Team has been talking about, or at least he talked about it in the past, and I've like same thing. I saw it in Barnes and Noble. I was like, what the fuck is this? Fucking sweet. So I don't know. We'll have to look into that in the future, but yeah, it looks kind of expensive.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Dude, that's like, come on.
That's
would you rather have
though.
a full game or 3 Elspeth?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm taking a 3 Elspeth all day long.
Oh shit, son! You seen them soldiers?
So what other games have been piquing you guys' interest or playing or what the
Dude,
fuck
it's
have
been
you?
like 3 weeks. I can't remember.
I know there's a lot of
3 weeks
games
back.
in that fucking like Steam sale happened and
any
shit.
more Steam sale action?
No, actually I didn't buy anything during the Steam sale, which is sad. I bought fucking European Truck Simulator
Oh,
for like
dude.
$2 though.
Does it have like the little the cam on the dash so like
Yeah, I think it has a
people
backup
can't
cam.
like jump in front of you and then sue you for is that just Russia?
No, I think that's just Russia.
That's just Russia. Okay.
Yeah, they're all about that
slow
insurance
motion.
fraud.
Yeah. Apparently, there's an epidemic of like people. The economy is shit over there or something. So people will like jump in front of cars and then say that you hit them, and then they'll sue you, so they can get money. So people have like a lot of car like dash cams, like you know how the cops have.
People just
regular people driving, and so I saw a bunch of.
There's some videos out there that are crazy.
Yeah, the like the fail videos. Like you see them like kind of gunning.
Nope.
And they just jump, hit the hood, and roll off into the street or whatever.
Then they run away because it didn't work.
Or they jump and miss.
They get out there and they beat him to death, and then they run over them.
Like that's so crazy. Like how bad is it? I mean, that's got to be pretty bad. If you're like, I'm going to throw my body in front of a fucking 2,000, 3,000 pound object that's moving at like 40 miles an hour.
I don't like people coming to my door asking me to fucking give them money for their cause. That's how bad my day is.
Yeah. I can't imagine my day like, well, I might die, but it's better than this.
Yeah.
It's win-win. I can die or I can get money. Both of them take me away from this shitty town I live in.
Oh, God. Sorry, Russia. That's pretty bad.
I'm not sorry.
No, really, though. Russia sounds terrible.
But now I've been playing. I wanted to get Payday 2, like some of my brother-in-law and his wife have been playing.
So old. Oh my god, it's like
what is that game? Like a bank robbery?
Yeah, it's like a multiplayer bank robbery game. Like you have like I guess roles. Like someone be like, oh, you be the Mr. Lockpick. Like you do.
You be Mr. Pink.
You be Mr. Pink.
Why do I gotta be Mr. Pink?
You Mr. White. But yeah, it's just a bank robbery game, and I didn't buy it when it was on Steam sale. It was really cheap, but I might.
Wasn't it $3 or?
Yeah, it was really cheap.
$5?
Now it's like $20. I was like, well, they're playing it, and I'm like, I fucking missed the sale. I might just get it. But no, I haven't been playing too much other games. I started playing my older game. It's called Mountain Blade Warband. It's like a medieval like fucking knights and peasants game where you're like it's first person or third person where you just fucking ride around and, like stab people with spears and shit. But it's online, so I've just been playing that.
Right on.
But I haven't been playing too much other stuff.
I've been trying to like look through Steam for all the free to play games and like see if any of them are kind of up my alley. Mm-hmm. And I tried Dota 2, and so I think like what I was looking for was like kind of a simple game that I didn't need to put like a lot of time into learning.
Just something to jump in and play.
Yeah, and that's not Dota 2.
That's like League of Legends, like all those games. You need to like get into that.
Yeah,
you
like
have to be like in that mindset.
I learned like the rules. It reminded me of like Warcraft 3 or whatever. But like I learned the rules, the basics, and then like when it came to like, oh, you have to like combine these items to make this item, like I wasn't in the mood to like dedicate more brain space to like the game. So I was just like, I don't want to play it. Like I'm sure it's cool, but I wasn't into it. I downloaded League of Legends too, and same thing, I played like the tutorial, and then I was just like,
Are there any games
really
of that style that are like just little pick up and plays, like where you don't need the real serious dedication to
for the battle arena games, like the MOBA,
MOBAs or like
tower defense games,
tower defense, any of that kind of stuff.
Well,
I'm sure there are some, but not like the real popular ones.
Yeah,
like
maybe
you're not going to have to just. If it's an example of like raiding, you don't have to just raid to play the game, you know, or you don't have to be a professional because when you start off in the game, like you're on the same playing field, and then everyone else around you is like a fucking pro. Like they don't have, I don't know, some games like it's nice to start off where you're with a bunch of other beginners or whatever.
Well, I think it does it does match you up
like
in the game lobby
for your first like bunch of games.
But you can't do that forever though.
Technically
you can.
Okay. Well, like I think like once you win a game or whatever, like it like levels you. Like it levels your actual like player, or
right?
Not your hero, because you can pick a bunch of different heroes.
At least like levels your profile.
Yeah, exactly. So it will like match you accordingly. But that's the one thing I did like about it is that there's no like pay to win sort of stuff.
I think that's
everything
huge deal. I love that.
Yeah, everything you buy is just for cosmetics. Like, just how the character looks or whatever.
You can buy new heroes, though, too.
Like, say if you, like, some new hero came out, like, I really want him, but I don't want to play, like, 40 games just to be able to afford him. Like, you can just pay money to buy him. Yeah. But it's not like...
But they're balanced. They're not like you're getting even better. You're just
I'm sure there's, like,
There's not, like, I want to buy this...
There's proven, like, heroes that are, slightly better.
Incrementally better.
Exactly. It's not, like, blow you out of the water better.
Yeah, but you can't buy, like, I'm going to buy this +3, 8 sword of like killing that just murders everyone for like $100. Yeah. It's like there's none of that like pay to win stuff.
That's perfect. There's a lot of fucking games nowadays that pay to win, like Raheem. Mr. Mihar was playing this Tom Clancy shooter game, and it seemed real cool, but it did seem like a pay-to-win game. Where you can
pay to get new guns.
Yeah, you can pay to, exactly. You can pay to get new guns, and so you could either play the matches and unlock a weapon every 15 games or something like that you play, or you could just go ahead and get all the guns you want. And I asked him, we didn't really get a confirmation, but my understanding is if someone else drops a gun, you're not able to pick it up. So you're not even able to like try out other guns temporarily. You just have to stick with your bases. I could be wrong, but I asked him, and that's what he said. So,
because like in a lot of first-person shooters, like sure, like the gun looks cool, and then like you try it out, you're like, this fucking sucks. Like this rate of fire is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking recoil is throwing me off. So that's kind of
which is good. Like I like the Call of Duty balance, where like the starting guns are just as powerful as the end guns, just that they just work differently.
Yeah, whatever style you want.
Yeah, you could be level 70 and you finally unlock that last gun, but that one just shoots at a more rapid rate, but it also doesn't go as long range or whatever. Like it's balanced, you know. It's so I don't mind that at all.
Speaking of that, I've actually been playing a lot of Call of Duty lately. You know,
Xbox One.
I played. It was like one of the first games I got when I got the Xbox, so I played the shit out of it. Mostly like multiplayer. I played the campaign just to finish it, which was decent.
They had dogs, right?
We're talking about the OG,
dogs, right?
OG Call of Duty, right?
No, it's not the new one.
No, it's the new one.
It's Ghosts.
Yeah, Ghosts.
With the dogs.
Okay.
With the dogs.
Dogs.
They have dogs.
The dogs.
Yeah, and you can't knife the dogs. That's fucking pisses me off. Like, if the dog like is in like 5-10 feet of you, like you're dead.
You are dead.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
So like, there's a perfect opportunity. Like, obviously, you have to get the timing right, kind of like with like in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out with the bald bull. You know, like he charges you, and then you have like that 1 second to like hit him just right.
Nice game drop.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking way back, like, what is he talking about? What part is he talking about?
So I imagine like that would be, you know, when I first started playing, I was like, okay, there'll be like that 1 second where I can like knife the dog when he's coming for my throat.
The other games you can. Call of Duty franchise the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time you can knife him. In this, you cannot knife him.
I think PETA made a call. Like, hey, we don't want you knifing dogs in your game.
Yeah. But I've been playing a lot of that. I've been actually streaming some of that. I haven't played it for a while because I was on my Watch Dogs kick for a long time. And I also played Guacamelee. Mm-hmm. It's a free, at least on the Xbox store. Mm-hmm. It's free.
It was free because of the games with gold. It's not a free title, but
right.
Xbox for the month of whatever the fuck they had it for free.
Yeah, and it was actually a pretty cool game. I was like, oh, this is probably like some shit game, and then I started playing it. I was like, it's kind of just like a side scroller with like, you know, you hit people and use combos and whatever. But I just kept playing it because I was bored one day, and it turns out like it's almost like a puzzle game. Also, like it kind of reminds me of a Mega Man meets Street Fighter meets like fucking Zelda, almost like the puzzle aspect of Zelda, because like, you know, as you go along you unlock like different moves. So there's like a double jump move, and then there's like a super uppercut, and then like a dash. And so once you get all these moves, like you have to figure out how to like get from point A to point B. And also there's like a Day of the Dead world. So there's like a dark world and a light world, and you can switch automatically between the two. And so, like,
and you need to for puzzles and stuff.
Yeah, and you need to for puzzles. So, like, certain walls will disappear, or like certain enemies will pop up in certain worlds, and so yeah, that whole the puzzle aspect I really appreciated, and it was a decently long game. It wasn't like 2 hours I beat it. It was like, I think I put like 10 hours into it and beat it. So I mean, that was pretty fun. And other than that, I've been on my NES kick of streaming NES games. I'm doing a season of Super Tecmo Bowl. Do you guys ever play?
I play Tecmo Bowl.
I'm actually wearing the shirt right now,
like
oddly
shirt.
enough.
Yeah.
Weird.
Nice he's wearing a Tecmo Bowl shirt, and it is amazing.
Yeah. So I've been streamed a couple games of that. I'm going to finish out the season before my girlfriend gets back from vacation, and then I have to like pay attention to her.
The game you need to play is fucking NES Pro Wrestling, I think it's called.
Oh my god, I
that
love
game
that.
was
A winner is you!
That game was the greatest game when I was a kid. And fucking, you could play like the pink dude with the like they had the Mexican wrestlers in it,
luchador,
like the luchador. Yeah, they had like a pink guy with a star face, and it's just like you like put his butt in your face and do all this weird shit. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing game.
Anyways, that's awesome. So I wanted to touch on one thing, not anything related to what we've been doing lately, but something I discovered how to do, something I heard about like a year ago, and now I actually know how to do it. So if you have Steam and you have a best pal, you can link accounts so that you guys can share games.
What?
So you're part of like a Steam family. What happens is, whatever games I have in my library, you can play as long as I'm not signed into my Steam account and viewing my library at the time, or you're playing a game. So you can only do one at a time, and I can't be playing another game in my library while you're playing another game in my library.
So, like, if we did the Steam thing, like, I can't play one of your games while you're playing one of my games?
Maybe.
To be continued?
Possibly, actually, because
Okay.
it is two different libraries, but I'm not really sure about it. I'm unsure about that.
I definitely can't be playing one of my games, or well, if I'm playing one of my games, you can't play one of my games, right?
There's got to be
Right.
It's got to be that.
I would say let's just go that if
One
you're
person
basically
per
if you're
library.
playing on Steam, I can't do anything with your library.
Okay.
And vice versa. Let's just go with that. So it was a little confusing. The instructions tell you like, oh, it's so simple. Just go to here and authorize the computer. The end. And I'm like, oh, cool. And it doesn't quite work that way. You have to go. Basically, the roommate we have is Mr. Mihar. I went into his computer. I signed out of his Steam account and signed into mine. Then on his computer, I clicked authorize account. Right. So I authorized his computer to use mine or whatever. Right. Then he goes to my computer, goes under my Steam account, logs off, logs into his, authorizes my computer. Then we both go back into our own computers, log in again with our own, whatever. And then we go in, and then you can go into the same thing where it's an authorized computer, and you'll see
like the link,
the link or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And then you authorize it a second time. Like,
oh, wow.
Like it's a handshake that you have to do both people. So you can't have some friend that's like, across the city and you never fucking see him in person and just like do it over the phone. You can't, well, I guess you could if you want to give them all your password and shit.
Okay.
But you have to be there to sign in, authorize, and all that stuff. In the instructions, they don't say that you have to go to each computer. They just say like, go to this thing, authorize computer, and you're done. And I'm like, oh, cool. So we did it on our own. And I'm like, I don't see yours. And he's like, I don't see yours. So that's the thing. You got to go into your buddies. But it's real cool because if like someone's not home or someone's at work or whatever, or they're playing a game that's just not related to Steam, go ahead, tear that shit up. You know what I mean? Or make a little, set it up with your buddy. Be like, hey, let me play this thing tonight or whatever. Or you play something else or whatever. It makes
cool.
it. You can plan out your purchases.
That's really awesome. Though.
So, but you can't. I can't get Call of Duty and then we play each other or something like that. So they do make it if you both want to play each other, which you probably do, then you need to purchase separately.
That's good for like single player games, like the little adventure
little
games.
indie games.
Absolutely.
So like, I don't want to buy Braid or something. Like,
that's exactly what it's for. It's for I bought like Stanley Parable, I bought Fez, I have like Braid and all those other
How's
little
Fez,
games.
by the way?
I didn't play Fez yet.
Okay.
I did play Stanley Parable though, and it's amazing.
Nice.
But I can't really explain it without giving things away. Just picture it that it's the humor of Portal 2 exactly, but just the whole game. That's the whole point of the game, is the humor of that game. That's like, I can't explain it any better. So there's not like puzzles and extra elements of gameplay to it. It's just a fucking joke the whole game.
That's awesome.
And you can make the joke last as long as you want or as short as you want. You can beat the game in under a minute, basically, kind of. Or they have an achievement where how about this? You can stop yourself from progressing any farther right away. You can just like say, nope, I'm done. You can like, with the controls of the game, you can be like, nope, I'm done. And the announcer will be like, oh, you just giving up like that, huh? Like, this is how it's going to be? All right. You're just too scared to walk outside, huh? Okay, cool. Anyways, there's an achievement to beat the game in 4 minutes and 22 seconds. And you can. But it takes you like a half hour of playing.
Like going
to
like
figure out how to do that 4 minutes.
To beat the 4. Well, it just the game doesn't allow you to do it right away or something like. It's real tricky like that.
It fucks with you.
Yeah, the whole game. This game fucks with you.
Nice.
100%. You'll be walking down a hallway, and then the hallway will just be an infinite loop, and then the announcer's like, "What do you think you're doing?" or whatever. Like, and then the announcer will just do whatever he wants. And you'll just go into some other thing, and you're just like, why am I here now? And that's the whole game. You don't know what's going on the whole time. You're just following the announcer, and there's like 20 different endings, or whatever, and you just do what you want. It's real fucking funny, though. So, anyways, that's a perfect example. That game only takes, I played 4 hours of it, and that's, doing everything I pretty much could or wanted to.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect game for, fucking Raheem. Go ahead and play that shit. You guys go and play that shit. We can link our accounts. Nice. But you're not going to, play it again, so...
It's one deal and done.
One and done?
Yeah, one and done.
But, so we got me and Knife, and hopefully soon... picked up the M15 Duels of the Planeswalker game.
Yeah, I'll be getting that.
I'm not saying we're getting into Magic yet. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying
we're just talking about games.
It's a Steam game.
Yeah.
It's a Steam game.
Yeah.
And it is much improved, and I really enjoy it.
It's mostly improved. I like that you can totally customize your deck. I like that you can, choose, do you want to be... black, red, black, white, black, green, black, blue. Do you want to be green, red?
Right.
You can choose any color combination you want. But the whole micro transaction of buying more booster packs, it's getting closer to what Moto is, or kind of. You know what I mean?
It still is chances though.
What do you mean?
Because of, at least you're not paying to win necessarily, because you're not just buying winning
single cards.
You're
right?
not buying singles.
Right.
You're just buying boosters.
There's no secondary market.
At least there is that. So,
I mean, I'd like one day for the Duels of the Planeswalker and Moto to meet in the middle and have a nice little
where you can have a
offspring.
serious collection.
Yeah, you can have a serious collect. Well, I just mean basically they make Moto better.
You just want Moto to be Planeswalker.
Well, because I see Duels of the Planeswalker and I'm like, God, this looks so nice and streamlined and everything.
How about this though? What about having Moto, but also having it with challenge modes and stuff like that, where you can get your homebrewed deck and go against a deck that doesn't it doesn't have the same rules that you've always been playing with, where that person starts off with an enchantment on the board, before he even draws his 7 cards, that just says maybe it gives you 8 turns to beat him or some shit like that. Whatever video game crap they can come up with.
Yeah.
That's how Duels of the Planeswalkers is. They have a lot of challenge mode stuff that don't necessarily just be all right, I'm going to draw my random 7. You draw your random 7 and we'll just play.
Well, I mean, I think that's I definitely see the point for Duels of the Planeswalker, and it's good they have it because it draws new players in, like us.
It's a video game, not
it's definitely a video game.
Not
so
Magic Online.
Yeah, so it's the Xbox store, they have it on, and everything else, and so I definitely agree that it shouldn't come to a point where they just meld Duels of the Planeswalker and Moto.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever... There's too much invested into Moto for players, money-wise, that it will never, ever...
I think they should
have to have that separation.
I feel like we're going into Magic talk right now.
But
I think we are. Okay, so we are officially in Magic mode, and if you only listen for the video game talk, then stop listening now.
But yeah.
So I think they should just hire the guys who did Duels of the Planeswalker to do Moto.
I think they are the same people.
I'm pretty sure they are. I feel
like
they are.
Yeah.
No, I think they
I think the people that originally developed the beta, I think, was the ones that did Duels of the Planeswalker.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Duels of the Planeswalker used to suck when it first came out, so...
But yeah, I mean, I'm going to buy the new M15 Duels of the Planeswalker. I didn't like the last year's one. Honestly, I played maybe 2 hours.
Really?
It's just different.
I had 70 hours, I think.
Yeah, I put a lot of time into it.
Yeah, I know you guys really liked it, but for some reason for me it just didn't click with me. I love Magic and I love Moto and playing Magic, but for some reason I felt it was too much of a game for me. When I play when I play Magic, it's I want to be
serious than that.
I want to be more serious, more competitive, kind of playing. But the Duels of the Planeswalker is fun for a game, you progress and do these things, and that's what I wasn't really looking for.
Okay.
But I mean, I might check out the new one because it has more ability to mold your deck on how you want it. Because the other ones, you could you had a pool of 20 cards, you can substitute with this white deck. I don't want this Screeching Hawk instead of such and such. This one, I think it's a little more lenient on that. You can get more customization.
Right. I kind of like that about Duels of the Planeswalker because I don't know if you guys ever get this feeling, but when I'm brewing or just playing Magic in general, whether it's on Moto or paper, it strains my brain sometimes. I feel
There's
I'm
too much to
using
go for.
my brain's all over the place. I'm trying to optimize the cards I have, or try and find a replacement, or, I get angry in a certain matchup. I like just kind of removing myself from that and being able to play it
just for
versus a computer, and just kind of in a structured environment that I can slightly customize. Like, I like that aspect where I don't want to have to go on, like, try jumping in the tournament room.
You don't want to be a try-hard?
Yeah, someone calling me a queer for fucking milling them out, Like, I like just, this almost pre-made zombie deck, I can make a couple tweaks to it. It's kind of like net decking where, like, I'll take this deck, but I'll make my own little tweaks to it.
Just put a little personal touch on it.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that little escape, but definitely I can't sit there and play it for hours.
I feel like it's a perfect game for, like, a tablet.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? I think that's more style to sit on the couch and just playing some Magic, like real, just relaxing playing Magic, not like you said, wrecking your brain.
Yeah.
Fucking making it where you can't even put your fucking underwear on straight because you're thinking about Magic and decks and shit like that. So I had I had Duels of the Planeswalkers have like its normal little like mistakes and coding errors or whatever the fuck happened, where like an animation would happen, right, where this guy the computer, whatever, was going to do 5 damage to target player, right? And it has the animation of all this electricity and all this stuff flying towards me, but I countered the spell. So when I countered it, the electricity animation just stayed on for the rest of the game.
It's like, it's counting. I'm just going to leave it here.
It's just like wop, 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 wop. And it was just sitting there in the graveyard, and the animation like moved to the graveyard, so it was going from his graveyard to my player symbol for the rest of the game.
Nice.
I've had like a cup twice now, which happened last year too, where I would do like a series of blocks where I knew it would be profitable for me, and then it just wasn't. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, look, and it was something where I blocked with a 5/6 against this 2/2, and then both of our shit dies, and you just know, I'm looking at the graveyard, I'm like, I know that was just a regular creature, and for some reason it just like went to the graveyards. I'm like, well, that doesn't fucking make any sense. What's going on here? So I'm sure that that could be one of two of those times. Could just be like me overseeing things or not seeing things right, but I know for sure one yesterday and like one last year, I was like, that something's wrong. That's a glitch or something like that, because that didn't work out. It was too early in the game. There was no tricks. There was no nothing.
No death touch.
Mana was tapped out.
They were all tapped out.
I'm familiar with the creature. Yeah, whatever. Everything like that. I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know why the fuck I just died.
Yeah.
But there's just like little things that happen with that make me kind of laugh at it. But what are you gonna do?
Did they ever bring back that sealed function? Because I remember like the last Planeswalker, like they had the sealed, like you could open like 3 packs or like 6 packs or whatever, and you build your own little.
And then once you win a match, you get another pack to throw in.
Yeah, like I like that a lot.
Campaign is
I like that. That was probably the most. That I played that more than I played the actual regular playing the other like planes.
I have no idea. I
haven't.
I've only played the campaign, and that's it.
I've gotten like two planes in. So like I think I'm in like Ravnica or something. So I'm like halfway through or something, but.
Okay. Well, that'll be something. I'll look. I'm gonna buy it anyway. It's only $10. So, but I mean, that was one thing I liked from last year's. That was the most fun for me.
I tried playing last year's the sealed. You can take your sealed deck online and challenge people. I went in like the little lobby or whatever and waited there for like hours. And
nobody plays anymore.
Well, this was like when the game was out and like nobody played their sealed deck against anybody. I was like, well, that's like for me, that's like the fun part is like building your own little creation within these certain parameters, kind of like what's the format when you play with all the commons?
Pauper.
Yeah. So like within these certain parameters, build your own little fucking creation and then pit it against people. Like I like that, but nobody would want to play, so I just wreck people with my zombie deck and.
Fun. Good stuff.
All a bunch of faggots.
Duels of the Planeswalker out on Steam now.
Yes.
$9.99.
Check it out. And you also get the free pack if you print out the
little promo thing.
Oh,
promo.
Last year they had a foil promo art scavenging news.
I got 4 of them.
The promos?
Well.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
I bought them.
You bought them.
Too much when they were out, but I bought them anyways. And now they're not worth that much, but that's okay.
So is everything.
I know.
M14.
I know.
Everything fucking tanked.
Well, Scavenging Ooze sees a lot of play in Modern, so it's gonna...
It might go up, but not nearly how much it was when it just was in the community.
Well, they have more than...
There's a lot of supply out.
There's a lot of supply out. I mean, back let's just say they probably had, let's say they had 5,000 cards or whatever. I have no idea what the numbers are. Probably much more. 5,000 cards back in the day. Well, now they have an audience that's way bigger, so now they have 25,000 cards.
Yeah, they have to print more.
Yeah. But still, I love the fucking that promo art more than the regular art.
Yeah, I like it too.
Even I have a regular art foil Scavenging Ooze, but I still like the promo ones way better. Because it looks like a fucking ooze.
So, moving on from one category to the next, we are.
So, speaking of M15,
I'm going to walk away for the next 20 minutes. You guys go ahead and tear it up and let everyone know what you guys did, and I'll let you guys know that I was packing a suitcase.
So, me, Reich, A Quickness, and a bunch of our new Magic friends
friends that are new to Magic.
Yeah, they're friends that are new to Magic. We went to a pre-release over at Game Empire here in beautiful San Diego. And
fuck you, San Diego. Go fuck yourself, San Diego. Dude, first time hearing that, I was like, what is this? I didn't know it was like this is what they did every episode or something.
Yeah, it's like their stick on Heavy Meta. Oh my god, so when we had the fires out here a little while ago, they were like trying they're like, this would be in poor taste if we said fuck yourself, San Diego. So they didn't say go fuck yourself, San Diego, but they went on to make like all these horrible like jokes, and then the outro music was like let this motherfucker burn or something like, or burning down the house. I know.
That's all sick.
I thought it was hilarious.
That's awesome.
But so we went to a pre-release.
This was last Saturday because we're.
Yes, this was the Saturday of the pre-release, so we didn't do it on. What was it? Friday? The pre-release started.
Yeah, we
and then
made it the next day,
and then it did it like all weekend long.
Much.
So we did it on Saturday, and why don't you tell them what you build there, right?
So we had the choice on the pre-release because you get a pre-release box set.
Correct. They're still doing the color choices.
Yeah, it's like a sealed deck, but you get one promo of your color of your choosing, and one. It's a sealed pack, but it's not really a completely random seal pack. It's just a kind of like a. I don't even know what you would call it.
Well, they call it a seeded pack.
A seeded pack,
and it's geared towards whatever color you pick. So it's not like it's going to have all. If you pick red, it's not going to have all red cards. It's not even going to have like the best red cards.
It might have one extra like decent red card in it.
Yeah, but it'll.
Doesn't it come with one rare red card?
It comes with the promo.
But doesn't it come with a second one also?
Yeah, it comes with a second rare, and usually it's on your color.
Yeah. But you can choose at the pre-release any of the colors, so red, green, black, white, or blue. And blue was the one that nobody took, which was hilarious because it was probably that was the worst one. So I ended up picking red with a lot of other people. I think red and black and green were like the go-to colors for most people there.
White was pretty.
White was pretty good.
White was really good.
Blue was just like when everyone was done, like because they put everything on the counter, like for people to take, and like when it was all said and done, there's just like 8 stacks of like 10 boxes of the blue ones.
Yeah, nobody picked blue.
Nobody picked blue. I'm like, it's okay. But
why'd you pick what you picked?
I picked red because I fucking wanted the dragon, Siege Dragon, because the art was pretty cool. And I wanted to, when I came in, this was bad, like I should have never did this, but when I came in the pre-release, I'm like, I want to play red and green. I want to play red and green. So I'm like, whenever I open up, like I'm playing red and green.
You're forcing it.
Yeah, I'm like, those are my colors. I feel comfortable in those colors. And like I've looked at the spoilers, and I know I'm like, just please, Pack Gods, give me good red and green. And so I picked red because I wanted the promo. I didn't really like the green promo, whatever the Phyto Titan or whatever it is. Even though that was a house, I ended up losing to that card. But anyways, I picked red, and I ended up getting my promo card and my seeded pack. I was hoping that I would get the soul of Chandalar, which is the red soul, whatever.
The
mythic soul, and of course I didn't get that, so I was like, well, okay. And the red card.
Did you get any soul in your seeded pack?
I got no souls.
Because a lot of people got souls in their seeded pack. Yeah. I too did not.
I think there's a higher chance to get a soul in the seeded pack.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
So I didn't get any soul, but I did get the red enchantment where you can enchant a creature and tap them to do the power to a target player.
That's right. That was like the 5 mana.
Yeah, it was a pretty big bomb. That actually won me one game that I only got to play like once or twice, but it actually did win me a game. So I got that in my sealed pack, and then I proceeded to open my sealed packs, which the first 2 packs I opened, I got a bunch of just crap, and like I got 2 waist knots. So the first pack I open right, I get a waist knot. I'm like, sweet. Okay, let's see if there's any black discards spells. And there's 0 black discard spells in the waist knot pack. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm not playing waist knot. Second pack I open up, waist knot again. I'm like, all right, well, maybe there'll be some like what are the
Mine Rot?
The Mine Rots. I'm like, okay, if I get like maybe 2 or 3 Mine Rots, then like, cool, I'll play Waste Knot. And no discard spells. So I'm like, alright, fuck, well, black's completely out of the picture because I've just crap, like I got 1 black cat or whatever it is. I'm like, alright, I'm not, Waste Knot is just not doing anything for me, and I didn't get any like good, like green or red cards, so I'm like, alright, just keep going. So I opened my third pack, and I ended up getting, Court of Calling.
Call of Quarters. Yeah. Court of Quarters.
Yeah,
so,
look at this.
Flight of the Concords.
Yeah, Fly the Concord. So I open up my third pack, and I get Fly the Concords.
That's it from now on. Sorry guys.
Well, like they have the bird on the original one, right? But anyways, I get Quarter Calling and no other good green cards. I picked up a few decent red, like the little goblin that attacks. It's a 1/1 for 1 red, and then whenever it attacks, you can pay a red, and a target creature can't block that combat, which was a house. That fucking card. I wish I had like 8 of them. But I ended up getting Quarter Calling, which was another good card. I opened my fourth pack. I got some other crappy rare. I can't even think of its name. I think it was one of the white ones, the Kithkin Soldier, which it wasn't that crappy.
2/2 first strike and all that nonsense, right?
I think it's the one where if you attack, you can put another. You can search your library for another soldier creature,
right, and then bring them into the battlefield tap.
Attacking. But of course, I had no white soldiers. Really, I had no good white card. Like I'm telling you right now, my sealed pool was just awful, just complete trash.
Yeah, bummer.
And then my fifth pack, what did I get? I got another. I think I got some kind of a bomb that I wanted to play, but I ended up not playing it. But at the end of the story, I got like no good cards. Oh, my fifth and sixth pack, I got a foil. What's the Painland? The red white Painland.
Red white.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got red white Painland and foil, and then my last pack, I got another red white Painland non-foil. So I was like, well, I can't. In my card pool, I had no real good white spells to play, so I'm like, I can't use these now. So I just pretty much like all my rare slots were just wasted on this crap.
Oh man.
Well, I mean that just happens. I mean it's a lot of random. But I ended up putting together. I did do red green, and I ended up putting together a decent red green deck. I ended up going two wins, 2 losses against some good players. My first game, I ended up playing another red-green mirror, which he had way better cards, and just ran over me. I lost. I went 0-2 in that first game, and then the second game, I ended up winning. Third game, I ended up losing, and then the fourth game, I ended up winning. But the only card that I can really say that was like a house in my deck was.
Oh yeah, dude, that thing is.
There's
badass.
A green card. It's a 6/5 for 6 mana. It's 4 colors and 2 green. It's the Ancient Silverback, and its only ability is pay 1 green and regenerate Ancient Silverback. And this card is amazing and limited. It was literally the way to kill all their creatures off and the way to stop all their creatures. Like I put this guy on the battlefield on like turn 6 or whatever, and literally it just stonewalls the other player. If they're all ground creatures, it literally stonewalls them.
Did you leave it to block?
Yeah, like the first game that I played it on, I pretty much just had him as a blocker, so he couldn't attack in, and I was just getting in with my Siege Dragon. Like I was able to get this guy out, and then the next turn I got my Siege Dragon out, and it was just pretty much game over from there.
Yeah, that would be limited. Damn, that's pretty huge.
I had my red was so bad in my sealed. Like I was hoping to get like some lightning strikes or some kind of red removal, because in this M15, a lot of the good removals in red. I pulled no good removal. I pulled like 3 of the 7 mana, do 5 damage to target creature and destroy all equipment cards. The blast fire bolts or whatever, right. And like those were unplayable pretty much in my deck. So I played one of them, which I never got to see, and I never used it, and I just got run over by the black promo.
The flyer.
The flyer, because I had no way to deal with the flyers. I'm like, when I sat down,
you didn't have any lightning strikes.
I had no lightning. I had no removal, no black removal, no red removal. Like no, I had the one white removal where it was destroy creature with toughness 4 or exile or whatever. Like I couldn't play it because I had no white creature. I out of all my cards, I had like 6 white cards that were maybe playable. So I was like, it was just bad times for my pool. But I ended up doing okay. I mean, I won 1 pack, going 2-2. But yeah, the Ancient Silverback was definitely a all-star, and the Frenzied Goblin, that one for 1 red. And I played a few bears. I played the Netcaster Spider, which was an actual really good card.
That looks like a good card to me.
The Netcaster Spider is the green card where it's a 2/3 for 2 colorless and 1 green, and it has reach.
Of course, all spiders.
But this spider, whenever you block a creature with flying, it gets +2/+0, so it turns into a 4/3. And this
4/3 for 3 mana.
He gave me trouble.
This card was the only thing that I had to fight off that demon, the black promo. I pulled the Elvish Mystic, which I was like the fucking greatest card.
Yeah, slam.
I saw Elvish Mystic. I'm like, yep, going green. Go green, guys.
Got it.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, my deck wasn't all that great. I had a Charging Rhino. I pulled a Kurd Chieftain, which was really cool because I was playing red-green. So this Kurd Chieftain is a 3/3 for 4 mana. It's 3 colorless and 1 red. But if you have a forest under your control, it gets a +1/+1, so it turns into a 4/4 for 4, which is nice. And then it has an upside where you can pay 5 mana and you can give a target creature +2/+2 and trample until the end of turn, which I never really got to. As soon as I played him, he pretty much just died like that. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. But yeah, other than that, I had a lot of fun. It was a good pre-release. I got to check out a lot of the new cards. I didn't pull any crazy money cards except for Quarter Calling and then the foil Painland and then the 2 Waste Knots, which
What's the foil Painland? It's like $7.
The foil one was like $20, I think.
Oh shit!
It'll probably go down.
It's going to go down.
Still, that's some get it out of your hand.
Yeah,
we'll have to see how red white does. But I mean, it's still cool. It's a land. I'm always happy to have dual lands. But other than that, I didn't pull any Planeswalkers, which was kind of like I was hoping to get like a Nissa. I was like, oh please, please, Magic Gods, give me a Nissa. But it didn't happen. But I mean, all in all, it was a good experience. That was actually my first pre-release. Because I've gone to like release days and stuff, but wait, that was the actual first time I went to.
So you didn't get to go to the Journey one with us.
I didn't get to go.
And you went 2/2, right?
And I went 2/2, so it was definitely a good experience.
Nice. And so I ended up going 3/1. I picked black as my color of choice, of course. And a lot of people were down on the black promo because it's a 5/3 flyer, and there is Lightning Bolt in the format, and then I think there's 1 or 2 other things that can really deal with it. But I'm a sucker for black, so I picked black. And as I opened my pool, I got the Soul of Theros, which is the white mythic.
That's pretty good.
And that thing's like a fucking boss in fucking limited.
I thought you said you didn't get a soul.
No, I didn't get it in my seeded pack.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get it in my seeded pack. But so I pulled that, but the rest of my white cards were just complete shit, complete and utter crap. And it reminded me of the last pre-release I went to, where like my pool was really pulling me in all sorts of directions, except for black. Black was pretty good, so I just decided to stick with black. Also, since I could play with the promo. So I had like a couple black cats, which when it dies, target opponent discards a random card, which is alright for like, I ended up going black-blue because I had like 16 playables in black, and I just needed something else to kind of give me some control and tempo, and I had just enough blue cards to give me that extra push to what I needed. And so, obviously black-blue is kind of controlling until the late game, so figured the black cats would be nice. They could block and then kind of get some cards.
I'm sure that
out of the
pisses
hand.
people off when things come out.
Oh yeah, especially when they have a really good, when they have their 4-drop in their hand and they lose it on turn 2. They're pretty upset about that. So a lot of my deck was, in traditional black fashion, it was taking life away from me. But I had some things in here to where I could like gain the life back. So it was kind of like a fighting with myself, the up and down life total. So I had 1 Child of Night, which is 2/1 life link, so that kind of helped at least in the early game. I could attack once or twice and then just have it be a blocker. I had the Witch's Familiar, which is just a vanilla 2/3 for 3. I had 2 Coral Barriers, which is the 1/3 Defender, and when it enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 blue squid with Island Walk on the battlefield. So that I didn't really even play anybody with any islands, so I couldn't like benefit from the island walk. But it was just nice to have another defender if need be. I also had a Frostlings, which dude put in work. So basically,
that was like one of the best blue cards, Frostlings.
Yeah, when he comes into play, you tap a creature opponent controls. It doesn't untap on their next untap step. So that was good just to be able to, like, get another hit in with my Child of Night or, whatever it was. And surprisingly, one of the all-stars of my deck was the Goryubai Mirth Lurcher.
Goryubai.
The blue-black guy?
Yeah, the blue-black guy. He's a 1/3 for 3, and he gets +1/+1 as long as I control a swamp. And then the activated ability is 1 and a black. Target creature gains lifelink till end of turn. So like I was saying, with a lot of my cards, I was getting life taken away from me. So this was good to stay afloat in the early to mid game until I got all my threats online. And I also had the Necrogen Scudder, the 3/3 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, you lose 3 life. So it's a 3/3 flyer for 3 with a downside, but fucking black, the 3/3 flyer for 3 is fucking huge.
You got 2 of them, that's totally playable.
Yeah, I had 2 of them, so I had to play that just to be able to get some damage through. I also had an Accursed Spirit, which, of course, 3/2 for 4 with Intimidate. That was awesome.
If anything, take it out when you're playing black and throw something else in there,
Yeah, exactly.
Sideboard it.
Also had this guy, he was alright, the M15 Path Mage. He's a 3/2 for 4. Activated ability is 2 and a blue. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. I didn't have much need for him. I think I used his ability maybe in 1 game just to kind of close it out.
Yeah.
But another all-star, this card was a fucking house in my deck. It's the Rotfeaster Maggot. Maggot. It's a 3/5 for 5. So, But when it enters the battlefield, exile target creature card from a graveyard. I gain life equal to that card's toughness. So that was huge in my fight because I would take damage early or I'd be doing damage to myself. So that was huge. Just one comes out. I had 2 of them. So one of them comes out. Maybe I exile like a 2 toughness creature, and then this guy would die, and then I'd bring the other one out and then exile the first one and get 5 life. So that was huge. And then, of course, the promo, which is the 3/5 flyer. And at the beginning of upkeep,
the 5/3 flyer.
5/3. Beginning of your upkeep, draw a card unless target opponent sacrifices a creature or pays 3 life. Most people let me draw a card, which was just huge.
3 life in limited, that's pretty big.
And drawing a card in limited is pretty big.
Yeah.
Both of that's pretty big.
This guy was pretty much, if I got him out and I wasn't playing a red deck, they just could not deal with him. Because the red deck, obviously, most of them had Lightning Strike.
Yeah. That card was definitely probably the best promo that I at the pre-release, probably.
The upside was just so huge to the fact that there was 1 or 2 cards that could just deal with it immediately, and most people weren't running them or didn't have them. So just to be able to have that 5 power flyer with also more upside was just fucking huge. And I decided to throw in a 9 mana spell.
You're an idiot.
9 mana.
Is that the
In Garruk's Wake.
Yeah.
Destroy all creatures you don't control and all planeswalkers
So
you
the
don't
question
control.
of the hour is...
Fucked shit up.
I actually used it.
I used it twice. Oh my god, just saved my fucking ass.
I got blown out by that card playing against the guy. I was winning. I was well ahead. I fucking all these creatures. What are you gonna do, son? We're all you have 4 life left. Oh, Garruk's. Oh, fuck, I'll lose.
If you resolve this card, it's pretty much game over.
Okay, so this card reminds me of... There's another card that came out in M15 where it's a 5 mana instant in blue where you, basically it says target opponent puts all attacking creatures either on the top or bottom of their library.
Oh, right.
And so it's down to that same thing where you keep that in your hand and you just play your opponent. You know what I mean? Just draw them in, and they fucking swing for game, and you go, you just lost. Like that. You know what I mean? You have your little dirtly little whatever over here, and you just fucking do
Is it
that.
instant?
You know what I mean?
No, it's sorcery, right?
It's a sorcerer.
Yeah.
But the other one, it's
other
the same
one's
thing.
an
It's
instant.
just,
the other one's
but it's only 5 mana, and it's like it'll fucking change the whole game. Just like when you you think you're gonna win, you just know for sure. I'm swinging for game right now. What do you got? You're gonna kill one of my creatures.
Is that the Aether spout you're talking about? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that thing
fucking comes down, and you are done, son.
I don't expect, because I'm like an aggressive player. I'm like I have like. You only have one guy on the board? I'm taking with everyone! Okay.
That or like the one that turns everything into a 1/1 frog. All creatures, a 3 mana one.
So I didn't
Same thing.
I didn't have that much. I didn't have removal at all, basically, except for in Garruk's Wake. So this was my late game, like, okay, I have like all my threats on the board, but you have better ones because I'm fucking blue-black and you're fucking mono-green or fucking whatever the case was. So this was just huge. Especially being able to draw the cards off of the black promo, I fairly reliably was able to draw it, if not use it as well.
I think it needs to be played with blue because you need to control the game to get there.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
You know? So that's a good card that you're playing that. But if you're playing black and anything else, you're not going to get there.
Yeah, you can't be like aggressive deck or maybe like a mid-range deck, but my deck I felt was like perfect to be able to take advantage of it because I didn't have a lot of high power creatures. So to be able to get through with the damage that I needed to get through to wipe their board was huge. And I also had a Phyrexian Revoker, which I wasn't able to like take advantage of.
That's the artifact guy, right?
It's the artifact, so it's 2 colorless, and it's a 2/1 artifact creature. When it enters the battlefield, name a non-land card. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated.
It's huge, I think. For limited, I think it's a bomb.
Yeah, so it's like, nice soul, bro. Boom! You can't fucking activate.
I'm thinking like, well, I don't know, like any even like little mana dork or some shit like that, or whatever they bring out early game, like screw it. Like there's that haste red guy, or the red guy that you can tap it and then make 2 colorless, and if you use it for a creature, it gains haste.
Yeah.
Like now you can't activate that, and that's like that would be a huge turning point in the game if some fucking guy could bring out a 5 mana creature on turn 3 and limited or whatever. You know?
Yeah. Well, it was just good because, like I said, my deck was so slow and low toughness that it was like, oh, you have this amazing threat you're bringing out that has like this badass activated ability. Well, you can't activate it.
No, you're right. The soul would probably be more relevant for what this is.
That's the only memorable thing I used for it was a soul of the white soul of Theros.
He was pissed.
Yeah, he was upset. And as for my non-creature spells, at the last minute, I threw in a Rogue's Gloves. It's an artifact equipment for 2 colorless, and equip is 2. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card.
It's like a Biden.
Yeah, I figured I had a Cursed Spirit and some flyers, and a guy that taps down people, so I figured, I could definitely draw some cards off it, and I'd put it on a flyer, and I'd get a card every single time. It was a huge help in controlling the game.
It's nice to see some kind of equipment be relevant and limited.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be all that great, but like I said, I was struggling for playables, and that definitely, I'm glad I played that. That helped a lot. And like you mentioned earlier, I had a Turn to Frog. My other, somewhat removal, which was fucking huge. Like, they would bring out a bomb that I couldn't deal with, and then I'd just wait for him to swing in, and then, my black cat fucking just destroyed your fucking 7 mana bomb.
Yeah.
And
they have a version of that that's rare that does all creatures.
Really?
All creatures in opponent
In M15?
In M15.
Wow.
Yep, same
that's
card.
Fucking awesome. Yeah, that was huge. And I also had a Mind Rot.
Mind Rot.
Like I said, short on kind of playables.
Should have been on it with some waste knowledge.
Oh man,
Mind Rot traded.
Dude, this thing was overperformed for me every single time.
I got ruined by a Mind Rot.
Just because, I'd wait. The whole thing with my deck is I'd just wait for him to run out of gas and then I'd take over. And so with this card, it'd be turn 5 and I'd be like, Mind Rot, or, turn 7 or whatever. And the most memorable play was I Mind Rotted somebody's Soul of Theros out of their hand, and it was just like, well, that's game right there. And I also had 2 Sign in Bloods, which is target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Most of the time I use them on myself, but one time I did kill somebody with it for a game, and then I had a Divination. So I had lots and lots of card draw to be able to, draw into my into my game winners or something that I needed, especially with like Ingaruk's Wake, trying to get to 9 mana, and needing to draw it or to draw lands was huge. But I did lose against a green-black deck, which he mostly just had big, fat green creatures. And what's that one? Not the Hornet's Nest, but the fucking...
Hornet Queen?
Hornet Queen. That's the one when she comes out and bring out...
4, like...
Yeah,
dude,
that thing shut me down.
Yeah,
was it like 7 mana or something?
Yeah, it's a good
for
bomb,
a 2/2, but still it brings out all the fucking 1/1. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That is a really good card. But I had a bunch of fun. The shop we went to wasn't super like competitive and serious. It was just like everyone was having a good time.
Oh yeah,
and I got to like really hang out and get to know Reich's and Hot Sauce's friends. The newer Magic players. I haven't had a chance
I don't like
to
those guys.
I don't like them either. One of them beat me, so I fucking hate
there's
them.
bodies, so
They're just fodder. But it was cool to be able to get to know them and just joke around. And I won 4 packs. So I cracked one and got like that millstone fucking card, whatever it is, the clockwork fucking thing. And I'm saving the other ones for when we draft M15.
Which is going to be later today.
yeah.
I hope it's later today. That'd be fucking sweet.
What about, is there any other cards that you guys saw when you were there that's like, oh yeah, this is going to be a big deal?
Hornet's Nest was big against me.
Yeah.
For just being a bot.
You think it's like constructed playable?
Perhaps. It might have a place in like a green.
Is Hornet's Nest, is that the 0/2 one?
Yeah, 0/2. It's just like it's just, I don't know if it's Defender, but it's pretty much whenever it has damage dealt to it. So however much damage. So you say you deal 5 damage to it, you get 5 1/1 flying death touch wasps or whatever. Hornets.
Yeah. So that thing was huge, and then the other one, the 2/2 for 7 or 6 or fucking whatever, that brought 4 of them out. Like just death touch.
Touch flyers. Ugh.
Death touch flyers, like that's fucking huge.
Yeah.
It reminds me how much of a pain in the dick that Viper was, whatever, that 1/2 death touch with reach.
Oh, the
what the hell is that guy called?
The Deadly Recluse?
Is that what it is? Yeah, that thing's
the green Doomblade?
You see it come out in limited, you're like, oh god, you dick.
Yeah.
Or even like the Sedge Scorpions and shit.
Yeah.
Like the 1/1.
Now I have to spend my removal on a fucking 2-drop.
Yeah, like, I can't attack into that. But yeah, there was that Hornet's Nest definitely shut me out of one of the games, because I was like, I have a 6/3 or whatever, or 5/3. I'm like, I can't attack into that, because if I attack into that with any of my creatures, you're just going to get more death touchers, and I'm just going to die.
Yep.
You know what card was kind of good against me? Was that red enchantment that whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, you do 1 damage to it? That was good. I would forget about it, and then I'd swing in with my Child of Night. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that dies, by the way." I'm like, "Fuck! How come I didn't see that?"
Gotta read the cards.
That one toughness, let me tell you.
Yeah, one toughness.
Pain in the ass that card is.
One toughness looks like it's going to be really difficult in this format.
Yeah, limited is like, it's really like all the good like green and red creatures are all like 3 toughness. So like everything will die to a lightning strike practically. But or like what was that worm that you have? The black worm where it comes into play, you exile a creature card from the graveyard.
3/5.
Yeah.
Like that stonewalled me too, because it was like it had 5 toughness and it had 3 power. So like all my guys were like 3 toughness. So I'm like, if I want to swing in, you just trade easily with that. And I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, 5 toughness was huge in the format.
Yeah.
But just be able to have a good blocker out.
That was fun though. I would definitely do another seal. I probably do draft. I don't really like the sealed because you can just get screwed so easily if you don't get good pools. But like I think one of the kids, like there was a 9-year-old kid that was playing there, and he pulled a Garuk and a Nissa, I think.
Dude, we didn't jack him as soon as he left?
That was one of our buddies, Dan, played his first game was against him, and he lost, and he was furious the whole night. He would not stop complaining about losing to this kid the whole night. And
How old is the kid?
He was like 9.
Oh my god.
Or younger.
That's awesome.
But it was awesome. Like he was cool, but it's like it was so funny because he was just fuming the whole night that he lost to this 9-year-old.
If I had known Dan better, I would have been giving him so much shit. That was like my first time meeting him, so I'm like, I can't just like rail into him, you know.
And so the day after the pre-release, we actually had a barbecue, and everyone was there, and he was still the first thing. I walked in to the barbecue, and the first thing he said, I was like, "Hey Dan, how you feeling? Are you still mad about that kid?" And he was like, "Oh, don't even get me started on that, you know."
Little shit.
Oh, you cheating, man. But it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, that was our pre-release experience, which was really nice. And I'm honestly going to say M15 is the bee's knees.
Yeah, I just got a new job, so I'm gonna be drafting the shit out of it on Moto. Super excited.
I'm excited to draft in person.
I'm excited to draft in person too.
Everything.
Fucking 3-person draft right now.
Right now. That's it.
Oh man, but yeah. So
let's just do a sealed. Fuck it.
We'll go
3-player sealed. We'll just keep playing 3. We'll play like 3 games. We'll just do a sealed.
Oh man. So yeah, I mean that was fun. I think there's a new Commander going to be coming out fairly shortly. Commander 2014. I heard they're Mark Rosewater, which is I think one of the lead development guys. At Wizards of the Coast, kind of spoiled on his blog that there will be actual decks like last year.
Didn't they say like they're going to be coming out with them every year? But they kind of like alluded to it.
Yeah, I think they're going to like have some kind of like Commander product, but I don't think they said it was going to specifically be like decks, like full built decks every year. But they will have some kind of Commander product that people will be able to buy. But I think this year they confirmed that it's going to be an actual. Hold on.
Keep talking.
It's going to actually be an actual deck, which is cool because I didn't last year for the 2013 Commander set. I wasn't able to buy.
Luckily we had an extra quickness bot 2 sets. So
2 of those sets.
We were able to meet up. We were able to play each other.
Yeah, we were able to play Commander, but I wasn't personally able to pick up one because by the time I was able to do it, like all the good ones are gone, or like you guys had already bought enough, so I didn't really need to go out of my way to get one. But I think this year I'm definitely going to go ahead and pick one up. Just to have, because I don't have any of the cool Commander lands.
You get the staples.
Hopefully they'll have like Soul Ring and stuff like that, which I'm
sure they will. That's in every deck, basically.
But I'm looking forward to that. And then I think this week is Comic-Con week here in San Diego.
Oh man, which means it's great, but it also
awesome.
means there's going to be like traffic.
Yeah.
And you can't like do anything because all the fucking businesses are
everything's going to be
people.
crazy. Like because I work downtown San Diego, and last year was crazy because like my parking garage that I park at was just filled with people just parking. Even though it was like 7 blocks away from the convention center, and it's like people were parking there, and just like people all over the streets. It was just craziness.
With the cosplayers.
Well, the cosplayers, yeah. I just want to go down to the Comic-Con just to check out all the cosplayers because there's actually some really good.
Dude, people are crazy nowadays. They're really stepping up their game and spending a lot of time, a lot of money and effort.
Like this is this is the mecca for people.
It is.
That does that.
It is.
It's like they put all their time and energy into like their outfits or whatever just for this one event. Like they'll go to other ones like on the East Coast or whatever, but like this is like the end all be all for the comic genre, the game genre, like that kind of thing where the general public can attend.
Right. I feel like there are other cities that are like real big into it, but yeah, they all have to meet here.
Yeah.
For this one event.
Yeah. So it's Comic-Con week, which I'm looking forward to because there is going to be a panel, a Magic the Gathering or Wizard of the Coast panel, which hopefully they'll be able to spoil some of the Khans of Takir stuff that's going to be coming out, or what exactly like kind of a little mystery like. They had said like they're going to bring back something old and something new, so maybe we'll get like a little snippet of like what old they're bringing back. Fetch lands. Excuse me.
You want to hope so, yeah.
But
some kind of there's going to be some land, so I am curious to know what the hell's going to happen.
I hope they throw us a bone like for that kind of stuff, or like some more good reprints. Because like M15, they did good reprints. They've got like the Tomb of Ungambamwa or whatever it is, which is really cool,
one, right?
Yeah, the Swamp one, and they like reprinted Court of Calling, which I'm fucking stoked about because I really want to build a pod deck. But yeah, I hope they do something like some good. Either they do Shocklands or they reprint some other good like modern staples, like crazy stuff, like some Tarmogoyfs, right? Because they can totally do that.
You would really hope. Well, they just came out Modern Masters, though. Damn it, it ain't gonna happen.
But
it's
yeah,
okay.
The other big news about Comic-Con is they're actually last year they did a 2014 Planeswalker set, which was a special promotion, a set of all the Planeswalkers that came out in Magic 2014, but they had a kind of Comic-Con styling black on black foil art, which was really big.
A little splash of whatever color they were, but otherwise it was all like a matte black with like a foil black.
Yeah, and they had like Liliana had like some cool like purple highlights and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was amazingly cool looking. I thought they were awesome. It was a really big like issue with the way that they handled it, though, because I think they sold out like on day 2 of Comic-Con, and a lot of people that really wanted them that waited in line to like reserve like a set, like got a ticket, but then ended up not being able to get it because people were buying like 2 or 3 at a time. Like they were like letting people just buy as many as they want, or like having people like trade. Like, okay, I'll buy 2 of these Star Wars things if you buy 2 of those Magic things.
Right.
We'll just trade. Like, because you can only get like 2 of each one. Like, so people were able to buy 4 sets of different things and like end up trading, so that they ended up walking away with like 4 boxes of the Planeswalkers.
Yeah,
which was kind of like really bad because like a lot of the people that flip them, like the whole like the non-collectors that just buy it just to sell it on eBay like that day, just to make money. Which
they made a fucking killing.
Which they made a killing, and like they're still up there in price, but I think it's going to be another one of those like things where people are just going to go crazy over them, and
especially because this is like there's 3 new Planeswalkers.
Yeah, they have Nissa, they have Garruk, they have I think Liliana's still in it. Jace.
Yeah, there's 6 total. They're not even 5.
6, yeah.
But there's 3 new ones, so just to have 3 new like special black on black ones, because other ones were just like all reprints except for Chandra, right?
Yeah, Chandra was the new one.
Garruk, right?
No.
Garruk was a new one.
Oh, that was a new Garruk, right?
Yeah, on the 2014 set. Yeah, but I mean, this one it comes with a Nerf axe, Garruk's axe, which is kind of cool, like gimmicky. But like, I really want to get those the promo, the black on black ones, because I was one of the lucky few to get the 2014 black on black set for retail off the Hasbro toy shop.
Mr. Reich. He was very, very smart and attentive to the website, and fucking got a set.
Yeah, I pretty much
Comic-Con, still paid the $60 and got a set delivered to his house.
So I was lucky. I was probably they probably had like a couple hundred on the website to sell, and I was lucky enough to be able to get one.
They were like sold out like a minute after it went up.
Literally, it went up, and I did my signed in real quick, did my PayPal, checked out, went back to see, and they're already sold out. Like, literally, it was like 10 seconds to complete my transaction, and then by the time I clicked back to see how many were left, they were all sold out.
That's awesome. And so that set sold for $60. Right away, the next day, it was basically about $550 for the set. $500 to $550 is what I saw.
Yeah, they spiked up to like $600-700 at one point.
Yeah,
and now they're back down to like $500.
But even today on Amazon, I see them for sale for like $850.
Yeah,
and I saw sold listings on eBay saying like recently sold for I think about $600.
Yeah,
it's like recently sold. So I mean, $600 for something you paid $60 for, and you didn't have to wait in line. I mean, once again, you're one of the only few, but still,
very lucky.
We would hope to repeat this again.
Yeah, so year. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to attend Comic-Con this year because we tried to get our tickets, my wife and I, but they were sold out by the time I woke up, since I didn't wake up early enough.
Is she mad?
She was a little miffed.
A little miffed.
Because I was like, oh yeah, I'll get up early and do it, and then I end up just sleeping through my alarm and not able to do it. But I mean, I'm going to try to get it off the website again. I probably won't be able to luck out this time, but you never know. Because I just want it for my collection. I'm not going to sell it. Of course. Like, I bought it for me. Like, I don't care if it goes up to like $1,000, whatever. Like, I want it because I think they're awesome, and I want it for my collection. But I don't think I'll be able, for this new set, I don't think I'll pay the retail, or I mean the aftermarket, the second market fee, because it's going to be crazy expensive. Like, even though I have the first set, like, I don't think I can stomach paying like $500-600 for.
It's $110 this year because of the extra Planeswalker and the little Nerf axe from Garruk. But I do see the price going up to near $1,000.
I just hope they handle it better than the last years. Like, they said they're going to have more supply. Like, they'll have more supply, but I hope, they're going to limit to one person, and supposedly they have a larger supply this year. But I hope they don't just bone it up, and I hope people that actually really want them, that attend Comic-Con, can actually get a chance to get them. Because I think that was the biggest thing on like the inner tubes, is like people were really mad that they went through all this trouble to get it, and then they weren't able to get it because they sold out by like the second day or the first day, which was kind of crazy.
Kind of crazy, but I'm excited, man.
I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Like, a lot of people, it may not be their thing, like the collector thing or like the art thing, but I really, really like the art style. on these ones. But that's Comic-Con this year, and there could be other shit there, but
announcements, fun stuff.
So, I was curious, because, I mean, I've looked through the M15 spoilers, like, not obsessively, but I've looked at the mythics and rares, mostly. Do you guys see any of these cards really impacting, like, the
meta right now?
Yeah, the meta. Like, anything that's gonna replace something or anything that's gonna really fit in. Like, let's just look at this next 3-month period before rotation.
Yeah.
Like, what is really gonna, like, help out certain decks?
Honestly, I'm more of a spike player, kind of like a quickness, where I take, like, the deck and I like to play them. Like, I don't... Say, like, I'm not like
he's not a brewer.
I'm not like a level 1, tier 1 brewer, like some other people's. But I think Court of Calling has a good place in standard, just because it's just the fact that you can like flash in a creature of your choosing with like a devotion deck or something like that. But I still think Mono Black's going to be like numero top supremo tier. I don't know if Red-Green Monsters is really going to take anything away from this, for the Jund monsters.
I think I like that Generator Servant that I mentioned earlier, the 2/1 sacrifice, add 2 colorless mana to your pool. If that mana is spent on a creature, it gains haste.
Yeah.
I think that bringing it out with haste, you know what I mean? Bringing out
that's a big deal.
With haste.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That I think it's pretty huge. So I don't know if it's going to see it, but I can see that it would be better if it was a more aggressive strategy. If it had a little more aggression to it, then this would be a better card than, say, the 03 fucking guy, whatever.
Do you think mono green is gonna see any play?
I think it's gonna have a little it's gonna burst out there real quick because people want to play with it and play with Nissa. But I think in the long haul, I don't think it has this it doesn't have the sustainability as mono black or some other.
It almost seems
decks.
Like.
After rotation, maybe there's just
after
gas.
rotation, yeah.
You think so? I was thinking it might go away.
I don't know. It could be anyone's game after rotation. But I think for right now,
it looks like mono green might even just take over red green monsters. Sadly enough, just because they've been getting a lot of good utility.
Yeah, I mean,
creatures.
Well, the only reason you play red green monsters is for Domri and
Dragon
and Stormbreath. Really, other than
that,
because
the Colonian Twin Grove for mono green, that thing's fucking huge. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of force you control, and you bring out a token that's the same thing.
Yeah,
that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Nissa's really a bomb. I mean, I think Nissa's probably one of the better planeswalkers. I haven't seen Grook in action yet. Too much. It's just.
Oh, you will.
It's really heavily costed, but I think it's still playable. Even though it's 7 mana, Elspeth is 6 mana. So what's 1 more mana for a group, but it does something. It protects itself when it comes out, and it can kill anything when it comes out.
Well, it's like the answer to Elspeth.
Yeah.
Nice Elspeth. Next turn, it's dead.
And I get a +1 counter.
Yeah, a nice fucking 1/1s.
Yeah. But Grook's really cool. But I don't know if it has a place in the black green. Devotion or enchantments deck.
Well, I was thinking about building a black-green deck in, it's going to have to be a rampy sort of deck, you know, just to be able to get up to Garuk and maybe even Vraska or something like that.
I think if anyone plays green in this format now are going to be playing, it's automatic 4 of the Sylvan Carrotids and the Corsair Crewfixes.
Yeah, I'm really pissed I don't have those because...
I think those are automatic 4 of.
Yeah, I have 1 Courser and 2 Caryatids or something.
But I think black green is probably better off than Jund and stuff, just because they have so much good removal and discard. Thoughtseize is just warps the format completely until it's not going away anytime soon.
The discard deck is going to be a thing for sure. I mean,
Waste Not might see some play. I don't know if it's going to be. It'll be a tier 2 deck maybe. I don't think it's going to. I think. From what I've seen so far, in my opinion, the metagame that we have now, it's not going to shake up too much from the M15 cards. There might be some sideboarding cards, and people maybe play the Pain Lands to fix up their mana base. But
Pain Lands for sure. That's we saw that coming.
But format defining cards, I don't really. So far, I haven't personally seen or thought of any of the M15 cards as I'm going to include 4 of this, and it's just going to completely ruin everybody.
Right. Well, me and Quickness were talking about my discard deck, and he was because I want to put the Master of the Feast in there where they draw a card, and he was like, oh, well, what if they draw into their removal? When they draw the card off of Master of the Feast, and it's kind of the same thing with my mill deck. It's a iffy strategy because when you mill somebody, you might mill them right into what they need to beat you. You know, so like you might mill away all their lands, and they already have like 7 lands, and you might mill them right into their bomb. Mm-hmm. So it's like a 50-50 kind of risk thing, like especially with the discard.
I think your waste not deck is going to be like a ton of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun,
or the opposite of that.
I think it like
or unfun.
Yeah, well, unfun for you guys, but I think Reich was right. It's going to be like a tier 2 deck. I still have some changes to make, but. I don't think like you said. There's not going to be any like format defining.
If Ravnica never happened, like the Ravnica block never happened, like it would be completely like M15 would have changed like a lot of things. But just because like Supreme Verdict and Sphinx's Revelation and like all those good black removal stuff is still in the format. Like it's not going to change too much because like already those cards take up like 80% of most decks, like the Ravnica cards. That even you're already fighting for good like tier 1 playables to like supplement with your other stuff. But
do you think any of the souls are gonna see
maybe
constructed?
I think they're too expensive. I really like the idea of the red soul just being able to like pay that mana and just like burn somebody for that 6 mana or whatever it is. It's really cool, but I think they're really just too slow. But they're awesome bombs and limited. But I don't think.
I think if anything, it'd be the Soul Theros.
Theros is really good, yeah.
Because it's like the turn after you play the Soul Theros, all your creatures get +2/+2 and gain first strike and lifelink until end of turn.
Yeah,
like that. There's no way you're outracing that card.
Yeah, that's a really good card. But I mean, it's really hard to say because it's just. I mean, I haven't seen anything. But I mean, I'm not like a tier 1 deck builder, so I really have my opinion doesn't really mean anything. But
okay,
But it's just I feel like Ravnica is just such a strong presence in Standard that we're not going to see any shakeup until it goes away. I mean, obviously it's going to be crazy shakeup once stuff rotates out. But I mean, it's like the Ravnica block is so oppressive in Standard right now that it's just we can't see anything change until it goes away.
I see that.
Okay, so
no, that's a bad thing. It's just the way it is.
I could bring up one thing, and this is something that's just kind of been going around. I'm sure, like all the other podcasts and all this stuff like that, is the idea of an artifact deck utilizing what is it, like the Scuttling Doom engine and like the whole get him in for 6 and then use that what the hell is it? Is the instant the shrapnel blast
to kill him off and do 11 damage that turn.
Right. So I've seen a couple nice builds on Tapped Out where they would be using like the Ornithopters, 4 of to get out the little enchantment, or sorry, little artifacts. All the artifacts that are the indestructible land, all the cheap whatever stuff, and then bringing out 4 of the shrapnel blasts, 4 of the ensoul artifacts, which turn an artifact into, for 2 mana, it turns it into a 5/5. Well, that's only the base power. I'm not sure if you can. Does it stack up?
No. Well, you can. I think you can enchant it and give it +2/+2. But I think if you put it on a Scuttling Doom engine,
it doesn't make it an 11.
It goes to a 5/5.
Okay, so you have that though, but still you can make in your indestructible land a 5/5 for 2 mana.
Yeah.
That could seriously happen on turn 2.
Yeah,
and there's just a few other cards that are in this deck that really seem to seem to really have a lot of synergy.
I think the artifact deck could be a thing. I think Slivers is more of a thing,
but only for 3 months though, because
for 3 months, because all the decent slivers are in 2014.
This artifact thing though is in this is like post rotation stuff. Another card, Chief Engineer, artifact spells you cast have Convoke, so that's another way. It's a 2 mana spell for a 1/3 creature, and now everything is real cheap, so that's a way. Bring that guy out as your ramp creature, basically, to get to the big stuff, and then you can swing in for game. Swing in with whatever creature you can bring out, and then you can go ahead and sacrifice it with Shrapnel Blast and do an extra 5 damage. I feel that could be a cool aggro strategy, throwing back to the Affinity and all that stuff was in Modern. I think this is a nice, fresh idea, and it's completely different than what it has been.
Yeah. Well, I was playtesting on Cockatrice with Quickness a couple days ago, and he built an artifact deck with a green-blue, I think green-blue-red artifact deck, and I did a green-red artifact deck. But I think his was better because he had that Chief Engineer, which allowed the Convoke to occur so he can get out the Generate Service.
Right.
I was playing Burning Tree Emissaries, Nykthos, Generator Servants, just to try to ramp my stuff and like all the ramp creatures. But he was able to get his out quicker than mine with the Convoke, which was like awesome. Convoke's really good.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to figure out a Convoke / Inspired deck. And there's not, like, too many good...
The thing is Inspired, though, there wasn't that many good. Like, Inspired was a cool mechanic, but there just wasn't enough of it.
I wouldn't even call it a cool mechanic.
But, like...
Yeah.
It's a unique mechanic.
Yeah, so I think, like, the black ones are the best. Just the King Makar and...
What's the other servant guy? Where you untap,
Wannabe Bob.
He does another damage to you. Oh, the Painseer?
Painseer and King Makar.
What's the other guy? Right, it's like a common card where every time he untaps, he does like 2 damage or 1 damage to the target
Oh,
player.
yeah, the Timorant Servant.
Timorant Servant. That's the guy's that guy's a house for a common or whatever he is.
So I don't know. I was trying to think. I want to build a Golgari deck, green-black, and I was thinking of like trying to do like some Convoke cards with Painseer and King Makar, but like if you're running Painseer, you have to have a low mana cost deck, and like that's not going to be a low mana cost deck. So I just think Painseer has to stay in like an aggro low curve strategy.
Oh yeah,
unfortunately.
But yeah, I mean, it might see play after rotation. You never know what's out there. What's coming? I'm really excited to see what's in Concept Secure because I'm already over the standard because of Ravnica just pooping on me, and then Ravnica and the M14 Black Green Hater, the what's that zombie? Lifebane zombie.
Good
old Lifebane zombie, just crapping on my fun. But yeah, I mean, I think Convoke is definitely going to be a thing. Just for even just the quarter calling, it's just a powerful card. But yeah, I think we should do some a little bit of noobs knowledge. Oh yeah, lay down the knowledge for the noobs. So I think today we're going to talk about how to build a mid-range deck, or what consists of a mid-range deck.
Yes. Why don't you hop right into it, Hot Sauce? What a mid-range deck is?
I don't know. I don't even know what are you talking about. I've never built a deck before in my life. I don't know. It's got 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s and 5s. And not just 1s and 2s.
You are a smart man.
That is exactly what it is. Aggro is all 1s, 2s, and 3s. This one has 4s, 5s, and 6s. So you're trying to... A lot of strategies are trying to play their 1 and 2 drop and 3 drop creatures to ramp into their win conditions. That, like the green strategy, green, red, whatever else, having the Crufix and the Caryatid and the Elfish Mystic and all that stuff. And normally, if you were to bring out a 1/1 Elfish Mystic with an aggro strategy or some other kind of strategy, that would just be a fall flat card because it wouldn't get you anywhere. Like that ramp doesn't matter when you're bringing out your next turn is going to be a 2-drop anyways. So mid-range deck's going to have win conditions at the top end and ways to get there for the rest of it. I see a lot of times, whether it be through controlling the board or through ramping into it quicker or whatever else. But there's you're going to get to a card or two that's going to be like, all right, this is going to win me the game. Hopefully, like say Blood Baron of Vizkopa or Obsidat or Elspeth or these win conditions, So
mid-range, basically, it's not super aggressive. It's not going to do 10 damage on turn 3. But the meat of its cards and the way it's going to interact and win the game is in the 3 to 5 drop slot. Like that's its bread and butter right there.
That's his power band.
Yeah,
3 to 5 drop.
If you let a mid-range deck, like let's say I have an aggro deck with a lot of removal, and you just have a creature-based mid-range deck. If I allow you to to get a couple of your big creatures out on the board, I can't attack profitably, and you just take over the game unless I can remove them.
Right, they have either evasion that can get over your creatures or whatever. They have maybe they could be something like turning a god on to be indestructibles, or something like that, or have protection from a certain color that would just slow you down too. Once they get there, and it has 1 or 2 little abilities or whatever else it'll really just put a stop to whatever card strategy you had, whatever the other deck strategy.
So, like, what mid-range deck have you built? Like, what would you say is your most mid-rangey type deck?
Like big creature monsters.
Whenever I build, I like the Simic stuff, the green-blue, and that has a lot of mid-range stuff where it has cards that when you read them, you go, damn, that sounds amazing, but how the hell am I going to get there? You can't, when you're a new player, you want to play all these bombs, but how the fuck are you going to get there? You know what I mean? You're gonna be dead by the turn you bring it out, or you bring it out and then you're like, oh, cool, I got this 6/6 with all these abilities, but on the swing back I die. Like when it goes to his turn, I know that I'm not going to survive.
Right.
So that can happen. So I've built I have two that I can really talk about, but the Simic one that I have has the same kind of Mystic and Caryatid and Courser and all that main stuff to get me there. But what I'm trying to get into is like Master Biomancer, which each other creature you control enters the battlefield with a number of additional 1/1 counters on it equal to Master Biomancer's power, and as a mutant in additional to other types, whatever. But that card reads great, but you have to be able to get there and you have to keep it alive. So I'm playing a bunch of dirtily stuff that is not going to really bring my opponent's life total down very much at all. But if I can get this guy out and start playing anything on top of it, then I can take over the board. And so I have to wait. I have to take over the board later. I have cards like Scavenging Ooze to keep my life total up. I have cards like the Simic Charm to give my permanents hexproof. Things that are not going to get their life total down really any faster, but can keep me alive until I can bring out my big shit. And later game also I have like Prime Speaker Zagana, which it's a 6-mana card. It's like 2 green and 2 blue and 2 colorless and way too fucking hard to cast. When it does come out, it enters the battlefield with X 1/1 counters on it, where X is the greatest power among the other creatures you control. When it enters the battlefield, draw cards equal to its power. So it comes out as a 1/1, and you just add on Plukernos' power to it, makes it a 6/6, and I draw 6 cards. So if I can get there, then I want to hope that I can win the game. But if I can't get there, if I don't have other cards, permanent spells to protect my life total and kind of pillow it all down, then I'll just never get there and I'll lose my ass off. So
right.
But otherwise, I'll let you guys take a little round with some talks. But I can get onto like the Newt deck too. The Festering Newt deck's also a mid-range deck. So
yeah, I think the Newts is more like combo-y. It is mid-range because that's where most of your magic happens. But I think it would be more considered like a combo deck, and it's a pain in the ass combo deck.
Oh yeah, big pain in the ass.
But I definitely like to build mid-range decks. That's where when I brew stuff, it's usually mid-range.
It's definitely the most fun, I think. You get to get a wider span of cards.
Right.
You're not just picking cards in an aggro strategy where
they're most efficient.
You're like, I don't even care what this card says. But this is just the only 2 1-for-1, so I have to play it. There is no thinking. You're just looking at all. You can go to
very efficient.
Yeah, you can go to whatever site you're going to look up cards at, and you can just search for 1-mana creatures with 2 power. And I'm just going to play all of those because that's going to be the most efficient for an aggro strategy. When you're playing mid-range, you have flexibility. You can play whatever cards you want to. Knife built this deck.
It's the Germans.
This tu casa?
Knife built this deck that was basically like what do you want to call it? Like the red, green, black strategy? What the hell is that called?
The Jund?
The Jund, yeah. It's like a Jund. But because it's mid-range, he has a little bit of flexibility for a few cards, and he threw in some special card to take place of like 2 Plukernos or whatever you did. What did you do? What did you take place of? That
Plukernos.
4-mana slot?
No, the card I'm talking about is the one that...
The one that I built it around?
Yeah, you built it around.
Oh,
And that's the thing, is that there's probably more efficient creatures
the Hound.
for it. The Hound.
What the fuck is the Hound called?
Underworld Cerberus.
Underworld Cerberus, right. Yeah, there's definitely better, what do you call it? People don't play that card. There's better cards to play in that spot.
There's more efficient 4-mana or 5-mana cards.
Yeah, exactly, that can do special tricks or whatever. But that card is just... It can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures.
3 or more creatures.
3 or more creatures. And it just beats the hell down. And that's like what like mid-range wants to do when it gets there. It wants to just start beating down. And I think like out of any, like I like to build mid-range, but if we're talking about mid-range, I think Reich holds the title of the best mid-range deck out of all of us with his red-green monsters. So I would say you are the expert, so take the reins and kind of explain what your deck does and what makes it mid-range.
Yeah. As the resident mid-range expert, I would like to conclude that this definition of mid-range is good. I'm trying to sound smart. But no.
I concur.
Mid-range, literally, in my definition, is ramp. Well, in the you have to look at it because like mid-range could be something different in another set that it does in this set we're talking about right now. Like,
well, there's like a bunch of different types of mid-range.
Like control in Theros block, like this standard is maybe different than control of yesteryear,
right?
Because just the way the cards work that we have, it's just different. But the mid-range that we have right now in standard is more like because we're playing what they call battle cruiser magic, where we have a lot of like 4 mana 5/5s or 5 mana 6/6s, like, you know, cards that are really good for our set right now, but like back then would have been like completely broken.
Right.
Like you were playing like back a couple years ago, like a 2 mana was like a 1/2 or something, like, you know, or like a 1/1 for 2 mana, you know, something like
2/2 for 4 mana was like the shit.
Like you getting like a 5 power.
4 mana.
Yeah.
Remember we opened that pack during the Chaos Draft? There's so many like 2/2s for 4.
Exactly. So like 4 mana would only buy you like so much back then, but now it's like we're at the point where the power creep is like real. And it's here, and it's happening, and it's great, and I love it. But so essentially, my definition of mid-range is definitely you have your core base of mana ramp because you like Hot Sauce was saying, you need that acceleration. You need to be able to get from that early point into the late point as soon as possible.
So you have like a ramp mid-range.
Yeah. So I mean, most mid-range now, like the effective mid-range, in my opinion, are all including ramp. Like if you don't have ramp, then you can't get to where you need to be. As fast as you need it to be.
And your deck is mostly like creatures, right? You don't have a lot of spells.
My red green monsters, it's kind of like the pinnacle of what they call mid-range monsters deck or whatever mid-range decks, and it consists of a base of 4 Elvish Mystics for your 1-drops, 4 Sylvian Caryatids for your 2-drops, and 4 Courser of Krufix for your 3-drops. And these all on their own help you to ramp up into the big battle cruiser cards like Pelucranos, like Stormbreath Dragon, even enabling you to play cards like Gore-Clan Rampager, and just go off with and also a Planeswalker strategy like being able to get out on turn 2 a Domri Raid is amazing. It's like crazy. Just having the ability to get them out and get extra card advantage by turn 2 or 3 is crazy. And having Xenagos as your card generator strategy for, you know, just getting guys out there as quick as possible.
Haste.
Yeah, it's the main meat and potatoes of the deck for actually winning is Pelucranos and Stormbreath Dragon. And then
being able to cast those on turn 3 and 4 is what makes your deck so hard to fucking deal with.
Here's another card, though, that I feel that is necessary, and it would not be played without the ramp, is Mizium Mortars.
Yeah, Mizium Mortars
to
is a house.
Mizium Mortars, it's 3 red and 3 colorless. How the fuck are you going to get to 6 mana to wipe out their board? You know, you have to have the ramp. And then you can bring out, you have your Pelucranos and whatever else, it's just a ground guy and it can't do a whole lot to get around stuff. Boom, Mizium Mortars, wipe out their board, going for game.
Yeah.
How many Miziums do you play?
I play 2 Mizium. So the creatures deck, the mid-range creatures deck, it's pretty much consists around all creatures because you're playing Domri Raid and you want as many creatures in your deck to be able to get his +1 ability to activate. Because if you're playing, you know, like only 12 creatures or something like that, you know, a small amount of creatures and mainly spells, then you're never gonna really get Domri's full potential,
right?
Because your chances are you're gonna be hitting a non-creature spell more often than an actual creature spell.
So in lieu of having removal in your deck, it's more like you just want to ramp into getting a bunch of fatties on the board.
Yeah, your whole strategy is getting the fatties out there as quick as possible and getting in for that amount of damage as fast as possible.
So okay, you listed your mana ramp. So how many like actual monsters do you have?
So I run 4 Pelucranoses, which are probably the backbone of the deck. Just even though they're legendary creatures, just having one out on the board and having the extra mana to be able to monstrous them, which monstrous is an amazing ability in this deck, and then 4 Stormbreath Dragons. So that's pretty much the backbone of the deck. We have utility cards like Gore Clan Rampager, which is a good pump spell with the Blood Rush, giving everyone 4/4/4 and trample. But it also, if you're relying on creatures, you can play them as a 4 mana 4/4 with trample as an actual creature. Which those are pretty much the 3 different cards that are like the bread and butter of the red-green mid-range.
You don't have anything higher than Stormbreath, right?
Stormbreath is the topper. We don't go higher than that.
Tops.
But, I mean, this deck really, if it didn't have Elvish Mystic, if we didn't have Sylvian Caryatid, if we didn't have Corset Crufix, it really would fall flat.
Yep.
Because it wouldn't get there fast enough.
No, because we would just get run over by aggro strategies, or just by the time we can play our Pelucranos against control strategies, they would just have, all the counters to it, and we would never be able to get anything on the board.
Right.
So it's really the linchpin of the mid-range decks right now in this format are the ramp spells.
Right. And so the other style, I'm sure there's,
there are other mid-range styles.
Other sub, mid-range decks. The kind I build are more control-based. So a lot of removal. So it's kind of like the Jund style, because Jund really has a lot of removal.
Or like Orzhov, the control Orzhov mid-range, where they have the Blood Barons and the Elspeths and all that stuff, and the Desecration Demons and whatnot.
So they have
Devour Flesh. They have the fucking Ultimate Price. They have Hero's Downfall. They have Thoughtseize. They have these. All their 1, 2, and 3 drop spots basically are all kinds of controlling, removal, discard stuff, just to disrupt everything what you're doing until they can bring out Desecration Demon and their bigger stuff. It's essentially the same path.
Yeah.
But instead of getting their stuff out quicker, they're just making sure that the turns don't matter the first 3 or 4 turns don't matter so much because your shit's going to be dead.
Exactly. So, I have a Golgari mid-range deck, and that's pretty much exactly how I built mine, is that I have 1 or 2 rampy guys. I think I have 2... Caryatids in there just to make sure, that double black or double green I'm able to get, or maybe get it out a turn early. But I have, 4 Heroes Downfalls. What else do I have? I have some other kill spells in there. But it's not ramp based. I just want to be able to control the board, kill whatever threats you put out until I get out my Pelucranos on turn, or my Desecration Demon on turn, and then I do... What do I have? I have Veraskas in there for the top end.
Same thing, you bring that thing out, though, too, and then you can just remove their biggest creature, destroy
whatever problem, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Problems of the way.
And then also I think I'm running one of the Mythic Gorgon.
Oh, yeah.
The one that wipes the board when it goes monster. Not the keepsake, it's the other one.
Destroy all non-Gorgon creatures.
Yes, exactly. So it's a board wipe just in case, I'm going up against another...
and it's Death Touch, isn't it? Or something? There's something special about it? It's like a 4/6 Death Touch or something like that?
Yeah, most Gorgons have Death Touch, but it's a 4/6 Death Touch. But that's just to ensure that, if I'm going up against another, removal-based deck, I can just it's more removal for me, basically. But yeah, it's
control mid range is definitely a good strategy too.
Yeah, it's the same type where I want to get.
Instead of ramping, you're just controlling the game until you get to that point.
Right. I want to get my big fatties out that are slightly unfair, like Desecration Demon. For 4 mana is kind of unfair. It has a downside, but with all my removal, it's not that much of a downside.
Except for against him when he brings out his Satyr tokens and just sacks all day.
Yeah, exactly. Reich's deck is probably going to trump my deck every single time because, my Devour Fleshes aren't as effective because he's going to have a shitload of Mana Dorks out. So even if I am able to Devour Flesh one of his Mana Dorks, he's still going to get there regardless.
You might get there at the same time, and then it just depends on who has the more powerful strategy after that. Mm-hmm. And it might be just power. His is simple power.
Yeah, mine's raw power.
His is raw power, and then that demon, his shit doesn't have a downside.
Right.
And yours might.
So, as opposed to aggro strategies, which want a lot of early drops, or control strategies, which have nothing but like tempo plays and removal,
and then
up until like Elspeth or something.
Ender.
The mid range falls perfectly in between, where it's a really beat down strategy.
Yeah, that is mid-range in a nutshell.
Yeah, that is mid-range. I was expecting them having more to talk about mid-range, but mid-range is pretty simple as opposed to other formats.
It is real. It's probably one of the easier ones. Aggro is pretty easy, but as opposed to control and like those strategies, mid-range is a little more lenient on you. Because you're going to get there regardless eventually, but the strategies that revolve around mid-range now is getting there sooner than the other guy.
Right.
My biggest thing is for new players you want to play your exciting cards that you're pulling, those rares that you've been drafting or pulling out your boosters or whatever. You're real excited to play these sweet, awesome 5/5 flyers and all this nonsense, but make sure you keep in mind that you have to have a strategy to get there, and whether it be through destroying their creatures or ramping into it or whatever we just discussed, that's the thing that I didn't know when I first started off about it, that for newer players, mid-range is sweet because you get to play those awesome cards.
Yeah, you get to play a 1-drop as well as a 7-drop.
Exactly. If you play aggro, well, you're probably going to have... it's going to be probably simpler to play. There's not going to be as much thought over the order of cards you play, and you'll probably win a lot of games, but you have to just pick whatever's fast and cheap and whatever. You're not going to be able to play with your entire collection, where mid-range you can.
Right.
And mid-range is a lot of fun because everybody loves big fat creatures.
Yeah, it's great bombs.
It's just versatile too. Like you said, you're not particularly restricted to a certain converted mana cost. Mm-hmm. It's not like, I can't have a 5-drop because that's going to be too late. Yeah. Or I can't
opening hand. What the hell am I going to do this shit?
Yeah, exactly. So you can just kind of have like a wide array of different mana costed creatures.
If you pull out a bomb in your opening hand, like one, a lot of times, a lot of games, a lot of other strategies, you're going to be like, oh, this sucks. But if you were to pull, you pull out a Stormblast Dragon in your opening hand, keep that shit. You'll only get one, because you'll get there. You'll totally get there, and you'll be excited to have it. But some other decks, like if I had an aggro strategy, and all I had was goddamn King Makar and the freaking Spear of Heliod or whatever else in my opening hand, all my awesome stuff that I want later in the game, I'm like, well, I'm not doing anything now. I have to mulligan.
You got on an aggro deck, like the game is decided in the first 3 turns. Like you don't have anything to play on the first, second, and third turn. It's like there's no chance.
Right.
I think for a newer player, mid range is probably the best route to go
for fun.
For fun, yeah.
But for straight out winning strategy, I would say aggro. Sure. If you want to win off the guy, I think so, yeah. Because I think that playing a mid-range deck, you have to have more. You have to be playing the game longer.
Well, yeah, I can see what you're talking about with aggro. You just got to worry about in your first 7 having low drops, whereas mid-range you have a lot more decisions to make.
Yeah, a lot more decisions to make, playing it correctly, seeing what steps to scry before this or whatever else. There's all kinds of shit that really make a difference for the late game, and aggro you don't have to worry about that shit. So I just say for pure winning, it's sweet to buy a bunch of cheap shit and go ahead and do the beatdown, but probably going to get bored of that pretty quick, and then you're going to be like, well, I have all these other cards I really want to play. Mid-range. Boom.
Yeah. That's sweet. All right, well, shall we try and do a little How Not to Be a Dick? Yeah, this isn't really super How Not to Be a Dick, but this is just something that will help you in a pre-release situation or in
local game store
or a Friday Night Magic, or when you're not playing with your friends. This bit of information will help things go a lot smoother. So hot sauce.
I'm not going to start this off.
No. I'm not going to.
I don't even know what you guys are even talking about. I suggest everyone just be their own asshole and never listen to what Mike says. No, I'm just kidding. Don't nobody be a dick.
So I remember you talking about how during the Journey into Nyx pre-release, you went up against a person who, let's say, was a little unorthodox in his in how he was playing the game.
Yeah, I mentioned it a few episodes where this guy would, like, first of all, he didn't sleeve his shit, which is fine, but it just, for some reason, it just, like, I don't know, it just means something to me. I don't really know why. Anyways, he would bring out his lands, he'd tap them once, and just kind of, like, count out what he needed and start bringing out cards, and he wouldn't, like, untap and really show which cards he was using. He would just kind of point to them, whatever else. And
so he would tap and then just leave him tapped.
And leave him tapped. And it would make me have to just, like, sit there and watch him. But I felt uncomfortable to ask him not to do that, more or less. I just let it go, and if he did make a mistake, which he didn't actually make a mistake for that, then I probably would have had to been like, all right, dude, you can't do this anymore, whatever. Maybe I would have been put the foot down, but it all worked out. But yeah, it takes away from my game, and I have to think about what the hell he's doing, and it's obviously illegal and wrong. We already know that's like it's fucked up what he did.
Yeah, and also wasn't he like when he pulled his starting 7, he pulled him from the middle of the deck?
He pulled him from the middle. Yep.
So like, obviously. Let's hope that he was just being a little quirky and not trying to cheat. But these were just things that would, like you said, make your playing him a little bit more difficult. So what we're going to talk about is just etiquette,
Good game store etiquette.
Particularly in Magic, but, this can transfer over to other games. But especially with Magic, in person where everything's not spelled out, like on Moto. There's different etiquette on Moto that we won't go into, but just being able to correctly play the game and let your opponent know that what you're doing is the correct thing. So there are many steps in a turn of Magic. So, like untap, upkeep, and draw. Sometimes there are things that your opponent wants to do on your upkeep, but most time people just skip right by that and draw their card.
Yeah, shortcutting happens a lot, man.
Yeah, and it's
that's fine.
Everybody does it.
Yeah.
And especially if your your opponent doesn't have any card that interacts on their upkeep, But it's just nice etiquette to be like untap, upkeep, draw, look at them, make sure that they don't have anything that they want to do during that time.
Yeah.
And it's also up to the opponent, or, if you have something that you want to play on their upkeep, just let them know, hey, on your upkeep, I'm going to do something.
Yeah, it's the flip side. It's that sometimes
it's a give and take a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little give and take.
Yeah, well...
Let people know that, like, hey, from this point on, like, announce when you're entering combat. And then your opponent's not really going to know what that means. They might have an idea. But, I mean, like, you should say that so that they don't just start, like, tapping shit and you go, whoa, hold on a second, like, And if it's the other way, same thing. Just if they start just tapping real fast, whatever, then you need to be like, oh, hold on. Not yet. Don't start tapping and throwing down spells right now, like, without giving me a chance to
interact.
Yeah, you have to pass priority. Some people will tap a creature and then throw down, like, a Titan Strength or whatever, and you're like, whoa, dude, you didn't even, like, before you even tap that shit, I have something to do, and now they're like, well, you saw my card, it's like...
Yeah, so it creates
it's your fault, bro. It's your fault.
It creates this awkward thing because there is like almost like an element of surprise, when it comes to priority passing, because you want to do something that if they pass priority to you, then you're going to be able to pull off this trick, and there's nothing they can do about it. But if the priority gets all muddied up, then you lose the edge of being able to surprise them or whatever the case may be. So I find, especially in my play, what I need to work on is like the whole entire combat phase. So like beginning of combat. Okay, I declare these attackers. Would you like to do anything? No. Okay. So would you like to declare your blockers? Okay, so the priority pass, and then damage goes through. And in the beginning we misplayed this a lot because it was like when you're attacking, the priority goes from the attacker to the defender. So, I would go, hey, Hot Sauce, I'm attacking you with these two guys. And you're like, okay. And then you go to, like, move over to your D20 to take the damage. And I'm like, oh, no. Well, I have a, giant growth. And it's like, that's not really, like, how it's supposed to work because after...
You're not supposed to wait to see about that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to... Because the way it works is that once you declare blockers, or let's say you're like, I don't have any blockers, okay? So I get priority, and then you get priority. So, I have to cast my giant growth, and then you have a chance to respond to it.
So it works out. So I declare attackers, and then you have priority after that, or do I have priority after that?
So what happens is there's not really any priority, but you declare attackers.
Yes.
And then you have priority after attackers are declared.
Okay, and then it goes back to me.
No.
What if I want to cast a spell after I declare attackers before blockers?
You can do that.
Who gets to do it first?
You get to do it first. The person who is on the aggressive.
Okay. So I attack.
Whoever's
then I
turn
get priority to cast a spell. Then he gets priority to cast a spell.
Yeah, whoever's turn it is has first priority.
Then he declares blockers. Then the attacker has the opportunity to cast a spell, and then the person blocking has an opportunity to respond.
Right.
And damage goes.
Then damage will
because once the defender says, I have these blocks, and then the attacker, would you like to do anything? No. And then the defending player says, okay, I don't want to do anything. Then damage happens. You can't be like, oh, well, since you're not going to do anything, I want a giant.
That's what I always want to get a point across.
Exactly. So that gets muddied up, especially at a fucking
goddamn racetrack.
So I think that particular point right there gets muddied up in casual play, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, at a Friday Night Magic, it's not like it's a thing you want to be aware about, but it's not a huge deal because it's more of a friendly atmosphere. But at a tournament setting, then you got to be like point on the point, like call a judge. You got to be
right. You miss that trigger. That's another thing. Don't assume that when you miss a trigger that it's okay to just like, oh no, I got that. I got that 1/1 soldier or whatever. Oh, I got that one life. Like you need to make sure you put your finger and point to that card and be like, on my upkeep, boom, 1 life. You have to say that. If you go ahead and draw a card, it is kind of your fault for drawing that card. You shouldn't have drawn it yet. You should have gained that life before you pick that card up. And it might be like, oh no, it's no big deal. Like it's all the same time, right? It's really not. It's in a casual setting. We'll all let it slide as long as you're not like casting spells and shit like that, like main phase spells. Then maybe you fucking probably missed that life or whatever. But in a tournament setting, you need to do it in a certain order, and that's kind of like it might be a bummer for new players, being like, well, I don't want to like have to worry about all these little details, but that's what the tournament's all about. It's all about every little thing mattering because it's a lot on the line.
Because that's how the game works.
Yeah.
But like Reich was saying that in like Friday Night Magic or pre-release event, like it's a lot more casual, but you still want to do these things just so the game goes smoothly because
there's no
there might
gray areas or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. So. Like at the pre-release, one of the newer guys in our group, he missed the trigger.
Fucked it all up.
Yeah, he missed the trigger or something, and then he's like, "Oh, can I still do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, go ahead. Like, it's not gonna change the whole state of the game. Like he just missed a simple do nothing trigger." I was like, "Sure, go ahead." Obviously because he's learning. I don't want to leave a bad taste in his mouth.
Everyone has different levels of experience with the game. Like some people do, some people veterans,
Right.
And you got to take into account that these aren't at a Friday Night Magic. You're not in like a tournament setting where everyone's like should be on their game and know all the minute details of the rules. But you're in a more relaxed setting, and you want to be able to facilitate that relaxed setting.
Right. But I if he missed a trigger that would have won him the game, I'd be like, I'm sorry. Like sometimes you got to learn the hard way, and I did do that in one of the matches where I was like, yeah, you shouldn't have done that, and you can't take it back now. Like, sorry.
I think it comes down to like, what kind of Friday Night Magic player you want to be. Do you want to be the guy that's Iron Fist, like to the rules, or do you want to be a little more lenient?
And you have every right though to be the Iron.
Yeah, you can. There's no like people aren't going to frown on that you following the rules. But I feel personally, for my personality, that if someone did like miss like, oh, I'm supposed to gain life or something like that. I mean, that's not a huge deal. I mean, that's fine by me. But I mean, and especially if you can tell if it's a newer person, I mean, I feel like you should probably be a little more on the lenient side.
Right.
Because I mean, it is people are like,
feel it out.
It already takes a lot of like. I feel like it takes a lot of effort for people to get out there and like already put themselves in these situations with like, you know, some people don't like to, you know, do the social thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's like you're nervous, you know.
Yeah, you're already nervous that you're playing this game that you don't really know very well with people that may already, you know, been playing for years and years, and so it's already a daunting thing. And you don't want to be the guy that makes his experience bad so that he doesn't want to come back.
Right. So like during the pre-release, I missed a bunch of my triggers from that artifact where I draw a card. Mm-hmm. And, like, so the guy I was playing, too, Ian, he was missing triggers and I was missing triggers. And we were both just kind of, like, laughing about it. And, like, it was no big deal. And, obviously, you know, it was a pre-release, so it's not like there's a big money prize on the line. But it always helps the game go a lot more smoothly if you just announce everything and kind of stick to, you know, like, it's kind of almost dickish to be like, oh, well, I'm going to let that slide. Oh, but I'm not going to let that slide.
Yeah.
You know,
you gotta
like, I totally did that.
You got to have some standard procedure on how you handle it. But I mean,
or maybe you just let it slide once and go like, you know
okay,
what?
I'll,
yeah, exactly.
Like, just say heads up, like, okay, we missed this one. That's fine this time, but next time we'll have to, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Talk about like that's perfect.
You know, it's just talk. I mean, you're both people. Like, just talk with each other. You know.
And I totally, I was reminding Dan when I played him. I was reminding him of like certain triggers, or maybe it was somebody else. But I was like, hey, don't forget about that trigger, because obviously these are new cards. We all like haven't played with them before, so we're all like, you know, kind of fucking up here and there, you know. So, like you said, it's all about how you want to. What kind of player do you want to be? Do you want to facilitate a friendly environment? You know, and that's not to say, like, let people, like, cheat.
Yeah, just run all over you. But, yeah, I mean, there's a point. I mean, and there's always, if you have something in doubt or you don't know how to handle it, or, you know, even if you know how to handle it, but you're kind of a little hazy, there's judges. Call a judge. I mean, that's why they're there at all the events. I mean, there's always someone there that has the knowledge or can get the exact answer for you and then make it crystal clear to both players so that there's no gray areas.
I called a judge twice just because I thought I knew. And the other player was new, so he was like, "Oh, I believe whatever you say." I'm like, "Well, let's call a judge." You know, I've been known to be an idiot from time to time. So, but one thing that I am gonna try and do is I'm gonna like bring something to put on my cards, like not like a chess piece, but just like maybe like a little stone or something that will remind me of my triggers. Like a quickness does it. For his scrying, he'll put like a D20 on top of his deck for his Thassa scry, so he doesn't forget it. So, you know, taking precautionary steps like that so you don't screw up your triggers, you know, really helps. I've played Consuming Aberration ever since I started playing Magic, and I still fuck up the trigger whenever I cast a spell. And I learned...
You can't let it resolve.
Well, yeah. Before it resolves, I have to do this trigger. But the thing I learned is it doesn't say you may have your opponent. You have to. So if I were to miss it, I could be like, hey, Judge, I missed this trigger. It has to happen for the game to go correctly forward. So, you know, if it's enough back steps, if it's a feasible, like, oh, you know, I played a spell, then he played a spell, then you can kind of backtrack it. But if it was like 5 turns ago, then it's like, well, can't really do much about that.
Yeah. So here's one like that, okay? Obsidat.
Ghost Daddy.
The Ghost Daddy. He is the 5-mana 5/5, enters the battlefield, he drains your opponent for 2 life, and you gain 2 life. Now, at your end step, you can exile him from the game. You may exile him from the game, and then return him on your next upkeep, and he gains haste on a turn. So it's not. So here's the key thing. It's on your next upkeep. If you forget on your next upkeep to bring him out, he never returns. I didn't know this playing him back, before, but I saw this in a tournament recently where it was like literally like quarterfinals or whatever, or better than that. This guy brings out Obsidat. he, same thing. He flips them away, and it says on your next upkeep, you need to bring them back. And he ended up like drawing a card or whatever, and it was like, yeah, and then opposite that, he brings it back in, and the judge is like, whoa, hold on a second, and he pulls it back, and they hang out, and he's like, you can never bring that back into play.
Oh man,
like that is exiled forever. It says, and he's like, so I can't. It's like it can't be your next upkeep. It's like no, it's the next. It was already the next upkeep.
Yeah.
There is no next after that.
Ouch.
So that's it. It's just a little trigger like that it could come down to like, oh no, I just forgot. Okay, cool, bring it back in, no big deal. Or you fucking lost odds of that, and then that can happen. It is your fault.
Yeah.
And it is when you play cards like that, you need to, really know what you're doing.
What really helped me a lot with correct lines of play and remembering triggers and just remembering when things happen is playing Magic Online. It really helped because it spells everything out for you. So if you're actually paying attention to what triggers happen and when the order of things happen, it's a great teaching tool just to pay attention how the game flows.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I started really learning a lot more, like especially about the stack and priority and everything like that. Like Magic Online really helped out in that aspect. So it's definitely something that plagues paper players a lot more. But just communicate with your opponent. If it's a more casual setting like Friday Night Magic, say like, I fucked up, and see how they feel about it. And if they don't let it slide, then whatever. Remember your fucking triggers. But if they're like, okay, take it back, then maybe be lenient with them if it comes to like a trigger or something like that. But in tournament settings, I don't think there's any room like a GP or a PTQ or something like that. There's no room for leniency for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right, you are, Ken.
Yep.
Yes. So I don't know about you guys,
I want to play some Magic.
but I want to play some Magic. I'm done talking about Magic.
Are you guys hungry at all?
Yeah. Let's get food and
Let's
play
get some
Magic.
food and probably go to the game store.
Yeah, we gotta go to the card store.
Maybe pick up like a booster box. So that's yeah. Okay, 2 booster boxes.
Ooh, I can print out my Duels of the Planeswalker and get a free pack.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
Do they do that there? Or is it Crazy Fred's or
Everywhere.
No, I checked online for the participating
they had there?
participating locations. Blah blah blah.
No, I need to go get mine now.
Oh.
I'm gonna call Raheem, tell him to log in, and I'll write down the code.
Print it, fax it. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with us. Go ahead and check out all the things we say every fucking time. We now have our Twitch streams.
Ooh, I wanted to talk about that.
Good. Take the reins, my friend. Take the reins.
Ching, 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 like Santa Claus reins,
Okay.
I was wondering what that was. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe like horde, like.
Yeah, that's it. So, we got a little help with our website. It changed around a little bit, so if you guys want to check it out, iflandscouldkill.com, we have our Twitch streams, like Mr. Knife was about to say, and I just cut him off so blunt. So we have Twitch streams up there, and they're embedded in the page, so you don't have to go to Twitch or none of that stuff. You don't even have to I don't think you have to even sign in or nothing like that. You just click it, and there it is. So you can avoid all that shit if you are afraid because Twitch is a scary new place for you. Just go ahead and go to our site and check it out. We have that. We have a couple things that we have had up about telling a little bit about our background and how we started playing and whatnot. We have all of our Versus videos on a playlist, so when you click on the video, on the left top hand corner, it'll have a playlist bar, and it'll say what number you are out of what videos, and you can click that and just go ahead and browse through everything. You don't need to be relocated to YouTube, but you can still see all our Versus videos there. And we have 3 new videos up. We have a video between Reich and a Quickness for Legacy.
Oh, the Legacy.
What were you talking about?
I was playing Esper Stoneblade, and Quickness, I believe, was playing
Delver.
Red Blue Delver.
Red, Blue, White Delver.
Red Blue White Delver, yeah.
Yeah, so he was playing that. If you are a fan of Legacy or want to see a match, that's up. We have a second video that's modern, featuring these same players playing what?
I was playing Pod, Malera Pod, and he was playing I think a Splinter Twin, a red blue Splinter Twin deck.
Yeah, and that was a pretty good game.
Yeah, that was actually a really good one.
One of my favorite videos that we made so far was actually, I'm just going to say it, was myself and Knife playing Mill versus Hexproof.
Oh my god!
I just thought it was real entertaining to watch, and we were just being real stupid when we were playing.
It was just it was frustrating match for the both of us.
Yeah, it was a funny match. So that's a standard game between Naya Hexproof and Demir Mill, a little homebrew. That's also up. So those 3 videos for you guys to check out. And what else is new to the page? We have Twitter streams on there.
You know what? I don't want to drop any bombs or anything, but in the next, let's say 2 months, I'd say, we're going to be putting up some articles.
Yeah.
We're going to start writing, and we're going to have
a real web page.
We're going to be real Magic players. So we're going to be putting out some articles. I don't know how frequently. It's just going to kind of be... at our own leisure, no fucking, due dates or anything. But, if you just
stuff coming.
If you hate the sound of our voices, go ahead and look forward to some future articles of, we can drop some knowledge on.
We're all wordsmiths.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's always told me I have a face for radio. So,
look.
You got a voice for websites and a face for radio. Perfect.
So go ahead and check that out, and a bunch of us are always streaming stuff on Twitch, Magic or non-Magic related. Just
right.
We're a bunch of game nerds, so
same thing. I don't know where you're checking this podcast out at. If this is through iTunes or YouTube or whatever else, but same thing. You can go to our website. And everything that we have put up is there.
And now you can download our episodes through the website.
You can download the episode. You can download the episodes and also stream it from the website and subscribe from iTunes, subscribe on YouTube, and
there's a link to MTG Cast.
And link to MTG Cast, which is a pretty big supporter of us.
Go ahead and check out all the other podcasts on there. There's it's a community for Magic podcasts and a bunch of cool guys. Just
really good website.
Yeah, doing the same thing we're doing, just having fun talking about Magic. So.
Yeah, see, there might be other categories or style of play that you would want to be more interested in.
Yeah.
And that's where you could find that stuff.
There's more specific stuff. There's a Commander podcast, a Pauper podcast, a fucking podcast that don't make dick jokes and stuff like that. So
what? Those exist?
I know, right?
Don't listen to them. Those guys. I don't trust people that don't make dick jokes.
Yeah.
Those are shady characters.
Yeah, so... on that note, thanks for listening in. This is episode 12 of If Lands Could Kill. Stay tuned for in the next couple weeks for the Baker's Dozen. And hopefully...
I was just thinking about that
joke.
Thinking, I was going to make that joke.
Oh my god, that's not even a good joke.
I was just going to say Baker's Dozen when you were done talking.
Oh no.
My god.
Alright, I'm Knife City.
Woo! I'm a Quickness.
And this is Reich.
And Hot Sauce.
Wait, what?
What?
You said Quickness.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was going to do all 4.
Oh,
I was
okay.
on the spot. All right, you know what? And disaster.
We're out of here.
On that train wreck. On that bomb. On that, was it? What did they say, Top Gear?
Fuck, I don't know.
Ah, fucking. And we're out.
Good night, San Diego.
Oh, on that bombshell. On that bombshell.
Dude, I've had okay, so I had Taco Bell. So I bought Taco Bell the other night, but I bought too much, kind of knowing that I wasn't going to eat it all. I was like, I'll just have some for the next day.
Did you just get one of each thing that you saw in the movies?
No, I was like, give me 2 of those, and then one of those.
Oh, then,
XXL.
Yeah, here's XXL nachos on top of that. I've done that. The last time I went, I ordered a number of whatever. And give me the XX double XL nachos.
Give me that huge fucking big ass picture that you guys have up.
I need that prescription for diarrhea, please.
Okay, so I ate a whole bunch, and then I had 3 burritos left, and I had 2 for
burritos left.
Yeah, dude, I was like the non-stoner munchies. So I had 2. I ordered a bunch, and then the next morning I had 2 for breakfast, and then 1 later on that day. I've had non-stop diarrhea.
Yeah.
It won't go away.
Literally, because there's nothing solid in that food. There's nothing. That food it's empty food, dude.
Yeah, I think saying food is pretty gracious because and eating cold Taco Bell, I didn't warm it up. I'm too lazy for that. I'm just I want this in my mouth now. And as your mom said,
yeah, no.
I was gonna say something.
And yeah, it's all when it's all coagulated and hard and I mean, I still ate it, but dude,
But you were crying the whole time.
yeah.
I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah.
So sad.
So I'm just seriously like, it's a whole nother level of diarrhea. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but it's like a fart. Oh, I might shit my pants.
Yeah, sure.
Like for the past like 2 days.
Yeah.
So like this morning I woke
Welcome to
up.
my whole life, man.
This morning I woke up and I was like,
hot sauce.
I was gonna like fart, and then like I was like, oh, and then I gotta run to the bathroom real fast before I shit myself.
I don't think saying that actually prevents it from
Does
coming
it?
out, by the way.
I thought it helped. I thought that was like the the keyword.